And we're live. Kim's still pushing it. And Dougster's here. Well, actually, I think I came in a minute early. Dougster says Patty with a...
Oh, we're spilling gas everywhere. What are you doing?
Yeah, we got gas coming out. Why do we have gas leaking?
Man, it is spilling everywhere. We're going to light her on fire. Jeez.
Hey, Dougster, I missed. You missed it, and then I missed it. Yeah, Dean Stevenson, right on the hour. Mark Sylvie, right on the hour. Buddy Carfano, right on the hour. Okay, but Dougster.
Hey, congratulations, Dougster! Woo-hoo! 500!
Okay, so I need to talk to Dougster about this. He was leaving us on... When was it? We were up here on Thursday night. Is that right?
Thursday night?
It's Thursday night. Okay. And I said, hey, before you leave, because he was the only mod left in here, I said, put up a link to your channel because you only need a few more subs. But he didn't reply because he already left. So Wendy started something. I don't know. Somebody put a link. I don't know how we got a link up there. And man, like in minutes, we got like, you need 10 more subs, and then 9, and then 8, and then 7. It was really going fast. And all of a sudden you had 500. And it was pretty cool.
Congratulations.
And then Wendy got all excited and went and made sure you got your tickets.
Yes, thank you, Wendy. That's so
Thank you, Wendy. That was really cool. Anyway, we had a good time doing that, and you missed it. So maybe you went back and watched it. I don't know. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it worked out for you.
Everybody's here. Lester LeSabre, Dean Stevenson, Patrick, Buddy Carfano, Mark Sauvé. Thanks. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for being here. We cannot get ads. We've been 1 minute.
Okay, I'll kill the first one, but I can't. I don't want to be killing them because then we
kill him.
It was just too soon to get
ads. Nothing.
But I won't kill them after that because then we somehow you got to pay for this stuff, and YouTube doesn't do that for free. So unless everybody in here is a premium member, but I doubt it. Oh, so sorry, you're gonna.
Who can afford
Yeah, here it is. Dougster says Wendy bought me tickets for No Name National as well. She said she was going to, and then she came right back and said she bought them. I thought it was really cool. She's the one that really kind of pushed the whole thing through and did the countdown and everything. It was really cool. So, I don't know. I hope that didn't make too much of a commitment for you to be there with something you can. It doesn't matter what you bring. It's like Tony says. It's like Tony says. Bring race anything, so whatever you drive down there, race it,
But I hope he does make a commitment because we need the ducks.
Well, I'm just saying, then he has a commitment like he's got to build a race car. Nope, you race it. You race anything. Race anything you bring. Look what I brought.
Race car. Race car. I moved the car a little bit.
Mark Sylvie says, it looks like the first ad is time for 2 minutes intro. Could be. Patrick says, oh yeah, I was there for that. Got 500 for Dougster. Congrats. Yep, we had a good time doing that. I don't know why. We just had a good time doing that. Because we wanted
to. It's good to see other people succeed.
Okay.
It's called compersion.
Compersion?
Yes, that's a word. Look it up.
I never heard that word before.
Well, it's a real thing. That people, it's when you feel good for other people.
And then
or
Dean
it might
Stevenson
be something with sex, but I don't know.
Dean Stevenson says, we've got gas with 2 S. Dougster, Land and Custom Classics also had his friends give me a push as well. I'm also honored by all love. We're No Name National. You know who else did? Was Braden. You know Braden that's in here? He jumped on there and got all his friends on I don't know, one of the things he does, which might have been Facebook or something, and he says he got a few of them to sub as well, so it went really well.
Dougster's been committed. Dougster's been live streaming every Monday night for
he does
a year, Dougster?
He does a lot, and he does a lot of videos. And he's got 505. So that night, I think he had 502 because we went over.
And he does the announcements for the slow bike, mini bike race.
Yep.
And what else does Dougster do?
Okay, well, I want to say hi to a couple people. Patrick, I guess I did. Pit Snipe's here. Ford Rules is here. Who else has just popped in? I don't know. I think I said hi to everybody else. But if I didn't, I'm sorry.
Good job.
I should have. Why did you move the car over so far?
I was going to maybe work on something on that side of the car. We'll see how it
Okay,
goes.
and then I'll start working on the... When you're done with that, and I'm done here, we'll scoot it over a little bit, and I'm going to start figuring out how the hinges are going to be.
Well, I mean, you could work on
that
that right here.
Well, it's sort of, yeah, kind of. It's really close, but okay. I'm going to need room to put a tailgate on there.
Oh, well, I can move it
cut and fit and
pretty
stuff.
easy.
Okay, so anyway, and
Tanner's here, Vintage Adventurer Drives.
Hey.
Howdy, folks. How's everyone doing? I got done with some nice body work on the Scamp earlier today. Fantastic. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it.
And then Ford Rules says, what word? What word? What did I say? What word? What word?
Whew.
I'm not sure what word.
I don't know. Maybe he got blocked or something he said. Maybe that's why he's asking what word. Maybe something got clipped.
I don't know.
I don't know. We don't have moderation turned up very well. Very high. So.
I've got live chat on, so everything should flow through.
Did you say... Because those will get you censored. You know what else will get you censored? If you say...
He said the big push happened while I was asleep.
That will get
Imagine my
too.
surprise Wednesday morning. So it must have been Tuesday night. Yeah, we were in the studio when all that happened, weren't we?
Yeah.
I don't know. So yeah, because then we were up here on Thursday night, and Dougster didn't come in. So yeah, imagine surprise Wednesday morning. So
Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
So you found it Wednesday morning. Well, that's cool. I figured he'd go to work. He wouldn't even know about it till Wednesday afternoon.
Now all you have to do is continue to do everything that you've been doing, and that's the way she goes, Dougster.
Oh man, Mark Sauvé, I've subscribed to so many channels now to keep on everyone's videos up to date. I have to watch most of them at 1.5. Kim does that.
I do that sometimes. A lot.
Kim sits there. I go in her room and I hear, I'm gonna get and I go like, I know she's watching something. She's trying to pack as many videos into a couple hours as she can. Dougster says, I love everyone. Oh, good. Dougster, you've been at this for a long time, and you've been at every no-name nationals. I think you've been to every one of them. So, certainly supportive. Yeah. I just look forward to seeing him go down the track. Last year, I went to 4 no-name nationals, and it was the 4th one before I went down the track in a car. And
you were scared.
I wasn't scared. I was unfamiliar. It's like going out there is kind of like in an airplane. You taxi out there and you look down a big old thing, but it's completely different. I know what to do there. I know how to call the tower. I know how to do all that. But in a drag race, you got to know how to pull up to get in the beams and get the lights started. You got to know all that stuff, and I didn't know all that stuff.
Slimo says, how is everyone? We're doing good. Welcome in. He says the check engine light came on yesterday for O2 sensors. O2 sensor codes mean something's misfiring in the motor. And so don't just replace the O2 sensors. See if you can figure out why it's not running right. Maybe got a bad batch of gasoline.
Ford Rules says, I get ignored in UTG except last Sunday. So they noticed you?
Pretty much. I mean, it's not hard to get ignored. Like, there's a lot going on, and like, they just have to sort of pick a chat every once in a while to pick up, or else, I mean, it's really...
Hey, Faith's here. Hey,
Faith!
I used to do lives with UTG down there at his place. We did it at the gas station parking lot for a while. We did it at his house. We did it at his shop. And what would happen is Kathy would sit there with her phone. They had a different camera, but she'd sit there and watch the chat on the phone. And every once in a while, she'd need to take a break. I said, Buck, go take over for Kathy. I'd sit there in this little tiny print going by so fast. I'm like, I couldn't do what she was doing. And I tried, and I caught some of the chat, but all you got to do is try to move it a little bit, and it goes about 25 chats go scrolling by, and then I'm trying to figure out where I was. Of course you miss people. And he has hundreds of people in there, so the chat really moves fast. Really hard to do. I don't know how she does as well as she does. But, yeah, it's a different thing when you have that many people.
Hey, look, you got a ladybug. That ladybug, look, right there. Look.
Where are you? Oh, I don't know where you're looking. You're just going to look, and I'm looking all over.
You see it now?
I see it down there. It's a ladybug. What are the ones that look just like that, but they're green?
Those are the boy bugs.
I think they're diabricus.
Faith says, I just brought Grandpa back from the hospital.
Oh, that's a good thing.
I think it's okay, as long as he wasn't in a box.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully he's in the car. Let's see here. Carbide Jones is here. Good evening.
Welcome in.
John Cope. Fox.
Hello, Mr. John Cope. How's the new transmissions going? John Cope Racing Transmissions has partnered with a fella. He'll tell us the guy's name. But now they're offering fully built, full, ready to run, ready to install Cope Racing transmission builds. Will be they're either available now or they will be real soon now, because he's got some really good, reliable help finally. So instead of just build your own kits, you can have John build you a transmission. Hey, and he builds the best. Ford Rule says Tony skips right past all my comments. You know what? When I go in there now, they know me well. I mean, I worked with them for a year and a half. It's like sometimes I think, you know what? She skips every one of my comments, and I know what it's like. It's hard to do. It's really hard to do. It's easier here, and even this gets away from me sometimes. John Cope said Dougie. Yeah, Dougie's doing real well. He got his 500. Dugster says he's working on his 727 automatic trans. He got an oil pan stud install kit last night. Installed his valve body, oil filter extension with new filter, and a deep and pan all Cope Racing transmission. Cope says the shop's closed now. You mean this time of day, or is something going on, John?
Or maybe he doesn't want to talk shop.
Oh, he doesn't want to talk shop. He's just here as John the Mopar guy. Well then, hi, John.
Before it goes by, EFOG's here. Hello. You're about to scroll by it, so I want to say something. Like, hello?
It's after hours. He ain't talking no shop.
No shop. What's he going to talk about?
Whatever he wants.
I can talk about him.
Don't talk about him.
My first year at No Name Nationals, I've said this before. It's just, man, I kind of knew who some people were, but, I'd never seen them in person, I didn't know shit. And here's this red 60s, mid-60s Ford pickup with these two little lights on the top, looked like a road service vehicle from the 60s. And as he went by, where it used to say Ford on the tailgate, it said Hemi. And I go, that's got to be something cool. I started watching it. It was John Cope, but I didn't know him yet. But now I know him. And, yeah, it was something cool. I'm just here as John the Mopar guy.
Faith says, last night I was rushed to the hospital because my pulse was low. But tonight it's back to normal again. Faith, cut it out.
You know what's going on?
Be normal. Quit having that.
Is it something you're eating wrong or something wrong? What happened?
Faith, but I hope you're feeling better soon. We hate to hear that it's no fun going to the emergency room and feeling sick. And I've had that where I've had like low heart rate or low blood pressure, and it feels awful.
And Robbie's here.
So I hope they can get that sorted out for you.
What did Robbie say?
Namaste.
What is that?
I mean, it's like a greeting.
Okay.
I don't know exactly what it's like a pleasant greeting.
You know that somehow, and I don't know
Namaste.
that.
To you,
Well,
Robbie, welcome in.
Although it's probably not even there.
Paul Shea's here.
Paul Shay. I think it's Shay.
Shay, like button engaged. Thank you for clicking that like button. It yearns to be clicked.
I know people named Shay, their last name Shay, S-H-A-Y, and I know people whose last name is Shay, S-H-E-A. And when I was in high school, I had friends that were both, and they could get mixed up real quick. But when you see it written, they never get mixed up. Faith, you have a pulse, says Dean Stevenson. That makes you 185% better than AI.
Pitt says it means I bow to you in Hindu. So it's it's a respectful and pleasant
greeting. Now I understand.
Sure. Yeah.
Thank you.
No.
Gracias. Dean Stevenson. What happened?
Nothing, it just hurt. I hit my fender.
With a hammer? Hit your finger with a hammer already?
Right on the fender.
Dean Stevenson says, I had a friend called Rick O'Shea. See, I had a friend named Rick Shea, S-H-A-Y, and Rick Shea, S-H-E-A. Two different guys. Kim's over there with the hammeration already. Turn the camera so you can see what she's doing. Then I'm going to try to get in the hammer. No, I'm going to stay out of the hammer. I'm going to try to get in the camera so she can see me too. You got to cut a weld.
Yeah, not the right place for that.
You know what happened? We got Kim and I were up here talking about this, and we were really going on this project and really enjoying it, and then it got cold. It got too cold to come to the shop. And it went on. Normally, when that happens, it'll be a few days. But it went on for weeks.
Okay, here comes this grinder.
Okay, Kevin. Okay, Kevin. We'll be here probably, unless you take too long. But thanks for being here. He came and went all at once. So what happened was it got cold for so long. All we were doing was keeping it warm enough in here so our chemicals and our paints and everything didn't freeze. But it was just too cold to work in here. So last night we were up here and she just got tired of the whole project because we weren't working on it. And me too. But now it's warmed up. It is 74 degrees in here. It was a really nice day. We went out on the garden tractor with a trailer behind it, and we went around with a chainsaw and cut wood and got all cleared back behind the shop. There's all this junk wood, everything from twigs to
the tree that was up on the roof I cut down 2 years ago.
This big around, and we cut and collected all that, brought it over here, and we put and got a good pile of wood and started a fire going so to keep it warm in here. And it's warm in here. It's probably down to about 65 degrees outside, and in here is like 74. I mean, it's just really comfortable. So it's easy to work when it's above 70 degrees. It's easy to work. And things like when you touch the steel or something, it doesn't feel ice cold. It still feels cold, but it doesn't.
My feet aren't so. Oh man, and my feet.
But the floor is still pretty darn cold.
Yeah, but at least I'm warm, but my feet are cold, so that's bearable.
Ford rule says not hammer. Weld might be better. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what she's doing.
I hammered and then I had to cut it off because it was too. I distorted it so much that now
Oh, it's wrong.
Yeah, that's okay. I got it.
Ford rules. I want a real video on laser. I want a real video on laser welder. Yeah, what I've seen mostly with laser welders is a bunch of hype, and then when I've looked at the videos on them, it hasn't even been a laser welder. It's been somebody soldering.
I keep hearing that those are fake videos. I wouldn't buy a laser welder, especially not a Timu laser welder without.
Dean Stevenson says an annealed and hammer weld. You know what? I've watched guys do that, and you can You can do chop tops and hammer weld and really
look on this side camera, see if it comes on.
Really make stuff perfect like that. Just a second. Really make stuff perfect like that. But it is labor intensive, days and days and days of work to do some little part. Yeah, it's cool and everything, but I mean, you might build one car in your whole life, you know. And we want to do more than that.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you are, Kim. You can
We're more conceptual artists.
You can look over here to see what you got, Kim.
I'll make it so you can see Buck Del Campo a little bit.
Oh, you can see me over here, see?
Okay, but now put it on the split. If you're on the split camera, can you see both of us?
It says dual camera.
Yeah.
You can, sort of. Okay, I can move. Oh, yeah, that's too far. There, that'll work.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Dougster says, all that's left on the 727 is pump seal, tail shaft seal, replacement, then juice up the torque converter.
That's awesome.
And install.
What motor is that getting hooked to?
Yeah, what are you putting that 727 on? I forget. 413 or something? I don't remember.
I don't remember at all.
Ford Rule says, trying to read and comment disappeared. Oh, what, it's going by too fast?
No, he keeps losing his comments, I think. I don't know
what's going on, man? He's probably trying to do it on a phone or a tablet or something where it's difficult.
Words that he's not supposed to
yeah, we're doing it on a regular desktop computer and I got a big screen. I mean, I showed it in that. Well, you can see this. Where is it? Over here. You can see my hand. There's this big, it's like a 40-inch screen that's on its side. And it's so I can see it from across the room if I have to. But it still gets away from me. Dougster says, we'll be using B&M trick shift fluid, pretty blue stuff. Yeah, I like that stuff. I think that's like the old Ford Type F. That is wonderful stuff. Now it's like really impossible to find Type F, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't sell it.
So, yeah, I guess that's the thing to use.
Right, special order that stuff.
I had a friend when I was in high school, had a 56 Ford with a tunnel port 427, and it was before right when the C6s were first coming out. So there were no good Ford transmissions. So he built a 727, and he had an adapter. So he had a 727 behind a 427 Ford in a 56 Ford. And I remember he had blue transmission fluid, and I asked him about it. He goes, oh, that's B&M. Okay. He goes, it's very similar to Type F. And I always remembered that shit. That was probably 1970, maybe 69, something like that. Pitt says, I insulated and ran hydronic tubing under the concrete in the shop. Wish the brother-in-law would get around to paying for the rest of the system. It's been 5 years. Ford Rule says, Lincoln makes a real one.
Who did that?
You know, Pitt's brother-in-law.
Man, I wish we had under 40.
Okay, so Ford Rule says Lincoln makes a real one. A real one what? Real one. Okay. It says we blew the turlet valve off the ball last week when it froze. Oh no. Turlet. Oh, Kim, you got big sparks going. Oh, and then I looked into the arc. That was stupid. Big sparks going into the bed, and there's all kinds of cloth and crap in there. Paper. Okay, I'm not doing the Firewatch thing too well, but I saw that.
Thank you for the warning.
Ford Rule says the mod blew it away. Dougster, I see that. What a mod throws your stuff away. I see that on my screen because I'm the owner of the channel. I don't see any of that. Okay, Dougster says 413 in the shop
You
truck.
might not see because you're not in your chat. You're in the OBS chat.
I am in my chat.
Oh, you're in the...
I still see it when somebody does that. I know because I see it up here.
Okay.
And I don't see anybody that has blown away your comments. Because I get notified when somebody does that. I see it right away. And I know it because at the end of our session, they get up here and they blow away each other's comments to mess with each other after it's over, and they're still putting comments up. And I see them all when they do that.
About 14, 13 in shop truck with aluminum heads, the tunnel ram, dual brand new Edelbrock. Wow, that's going to kick butt. Are you going to finish it this year, Dougster? I don't know where you're at with it.
And Tanner's back. Vintage says, I'm back. I got a call as soon as the live started. My buddy's at the race I'm doing tomorrow. A call, like you're working right now? You're in the ambulance? Or you got a call, like a phone call, I guess.
Dougster's the doctor of deletion? No, Dougster would never.
Yeah, and Dougster says he hasn't done any censorship.
Yeah, he would tell us.
And he'd tell us. I don't know what's going on.
Because he would only do it if he deserved it.
No, when I see people delete something, I can see what it is too. And usually, the things that get deleted, or somebody comes in here and says something sexually explicit or something really crude, and then then I go right along with it, you know.
Out of here.
Yep. And then what they do is they get like a 30-second timeout or something.
Yeah, unless they're really.
And if they keep it up, then they get sent out. The other thing, if you start talking politics in here, start going far right or far left, far left or far right. I don't want that discussion in here. There's channels where you can do that. Go do it there, and I will give people 10-minute timeouts for that shit. Okay, Ford Rule says, I saw someone get kicked out. Comment went with the user. I saw someone get kicked out. Comment in here tonight? I don't know, man. I don't know what you're seeing. Okay, Vintage says I'm on a phone call. Yeah, I figured out what you meant. Daniel Morrissey's here. Hello, crew. When I first saw it, I thought crew cut, because he's a barber. Hello, crew. Buff and Kim, Inspector Bruce, Mr. and Mrs. Mexican Spec are not here tonight. Mr. and Mrs. Mexican Spec had a wedding to go to. I don't know if you were in his live earlier today. I was in his live, but then we had stuff to do. It was a beautiful day here. I couldn't sit inside. We went out and cut wood while the weather was nice and came back in. But I did hear him say that, well, she left to go already for the prep for the wedding, and then when he got off his live, he was gone for the rest of the night. He told me he wouldn't be here. Danny Boy, Pitt, oh shit, I was lucky this year. No frozen pipes in my building or in the apartment building where I live this year so far. Dougster says, cash flow is my limiting factor. Man, I understand that limiting factor. I refuse to go into debt on hitting my build so I can get extra scratch. Buy parts. Yeah, don't go into debt. Debt's like the worst thing that can happen to you. Because you know why? At some point it catches up to you, and then then it's tough. What if I far out?
Do it! Put it all on credit!
Danny Boyd's here. Hey, how you doing? That's the way you do it. Dougster. Let's see.
Get an account at Summit and put it all on credit!
Oh, Daniel Morrissey says, I deleted a message because I misspelled. Oh, yeah, I saw people here, if somebody deletes their own message, I see that too. And a lot of times somebody will say something or misspell something, or it comes out wrong, and then they come right in and they say it right the next time. And I see that. But I know the difference between somebody deleting their own message and a mod deleting their message. So I know when that happens.
So I got a bad spot here.
You got a bad spot?
Yeah, I'm gonna get down. I'm gonna get you guys up close and personal.
Oh.
Sorry for the weirdness with the camera here.
Weirdness with the camera.
Be better in a moment. You'll see what's going on. You want to see it.
Ford Rule says it was at bottom of screen, no biggie. Well, I know people in here tonight, I've already seen them delete their own messages. But that's...
Okay, move on.
That's easy. That's easy to see.
You've already expressed what's going on.
That's easy to see. Mexican wedding are great, says Pitt.
Oh, I'll bet that sounds like fun. Do they wear sombreros?
And he says, gay weddings and reception, even better. Gay Mexican weddings? I don't know. The law might get involved. Yeah, because I heard that was what was going on down there, but I don't know. Daniel Morrissey, I have corrected everything I did wrong. I would say thanks. But I missed Mexican Specs Live. I fell asleep. Oh, man. I've done that. I fell asleep during John's live last night. I felt bad.
Mexican Specs boring?
Let's see here. Ford Rule, sorry, Mark, I had to stay on that subject. Hello. See, then Danny Boyd just retracted his own message, so I don't know what he said. He probably misspelled something or changed his mind. I changed my mind. Except here, when I change my mind, it's too late because I already talked.
Move on.
And then Kim wants me to move on. Daniel Morrissey.
No, he might just be trolling.
Daniel Morrissey says, sanding looks great, Kim. Vintage says, I'm about to have debt for the first time in my life, a dang home mortgage. Yeah, but see, that's different because you can pay rent or you can pay a home mortgage down. Either way, you pay. So that's okay. That's okay. Just pay it down.
There are people who will argue that cars are an investment, but generally they're rapidly depreciating.
Yeah, cars are rapid depreciation unless you just happen to be lucky.
Yeah.
Okay, a whole lot of stuff just scrolled by, so I'm sorry I missed it. I saw the last 5 minutes of it because I was doing Rich Lean Burn research products with rare classic cars in automotive history. Okay. Danny Boyd. Oh man, I've got a compression being probably fitting. I don't know, my dishwasher, which I need to replace with solder. Josh Holman's here. Good evening.
All right, what I'm going to do here.
Okay, I want to talk just a second. Ford Rule says worse than debt, not enough money coming in to cover the bills and savings are aiming at zero. Yep, that's Social Security. That's what I've got right now, and it's pretty much kind of it's
not financial.
It's not a fun thing, but we get through it. We still have fun. We come here and do this, and we work on old cars with old junk, and we build good stuff.
We got all these tools.
We got all these tools I bought when I was working.
Keep moving up the road.
Okay, Dougster. When my youngest uncle got remarried a few years ago, everyone bought them thrift store toasters as wedding gifts as a gag. They had 24 toasters. Then we gave them real wedding gifts that we had. That's pretty good. Okay, I'm going to take a break from this and let Kim. Kim, what were you going to say? Because I interrupted you. I don't know. She's welding.
All right, I ain't got any of them fancy dead studs.
No fancy dead studs. You welded a thing on there and you're going to yank on it, right?
The metal on there? No, we're going to yank the crap out of it. See if we can pull that dead out.
Let's see. Daniel Morrissey says, I don't know if a house is a good investment anymore. People are getting canceled on house insurance. Yeah, I heard in California that's a big deal. I have friends and customers who got raised to $34,000 a year. Some other lower. Yeah. My homeowners is nowhere near. What I see is in California compared to Tennessee, similar homes are about 10 times in California. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you live there. I lived in California. I had to leave And that was years ago before it got expensive. Oh, you see what she's doing. She's clamping a piece of wood on there so she gets a good even grab on it, and then she's going to either pull on the wood or grab that. She's pulling a dent out is what she's doing.
I'm trying.
Let's see.
I can't get to it from behind it.
Ford rule says IMSA has a race at COTA, C-O-T-A, COTA, I don't know, Austin, Texas. Miata race. Well, that ought to be fun. Hey, Hippie Long's here. Good evening. See, and then Ford rules there, it says message retracted, so I don't know. You retracted your message. Said, I'm all for copper in your drinking water pipes. It's just dumb and expensive for a building that freezes. Man, yeah, we make sure our pipes don't freeze. We only kept a few rooms in the house warm, but we kept the rest of the house warm enough so the pipes didn't freeze.
Yeah, pipes can't freeze.
And as long as we're above,
we always have
32 Fahrenheit, I mean, we got down in the high 30s in part of the house, as long as it's above 32 Fahrenheit or 0 C, we're good. Just kept one end of the house warm. And it's electric heat. It was still a $460 bill this month. Wow. Well, it's better than last year. We heated more of the house, and it was $560. Cold month. Danny Boyd, I had the pipes below my kitchen freeze in 23 or so call the plumber, and they used PEX to replace the copper. I insulated that crawl space. When I was in Ohio, I had pipes freeze because the house I was in did not have. I'm watching Ken. My brain's like thinking about too many things. The house did not have plumbing in it originally, so they ended up putting plumbing on the outside of the house and built like a lean-to shed over. Well, it would freeze out there, and then then I had no water. So what I did was I wrapped those pipes with those. They have these curly key things you put around the pipes and you plug them in, and they just keep the pipe above freezing, which was that worked really well for me. So I only froze the pipes once, and I was lucky, really lucky. They didn't explode. Get over with 2 inch soldering copper though too. Yeah, I like that. PEX is resistant to freeze damage. They told me. I've been introduced to PEX. There's things I like about it, things I don't like about it, and I think some brands have had problems.
Oh yeah.
I've read about that some brands have swollen and cracked and stuff, and I don't know. See, Hippie Long says PEX expands to like 1.5 to 2 inches. Okay to freeze.
Yeah, there's certain kinds of PEX. Some kinds of PEX can't freeze, but there's
some kinds can't. That's
some kinds will survive freezing.
Mean Street's here. Good evening.
You shouldn't count on that, but
Danny Boyd, I never used PEX yet either. I use it to feed one of the apartments here after a joint failed. It says, idiot brother-in-law shut off bathroom heater that's set at 40 degrees. Man, when it was warm last weekend, idiot always tries to outthink the thermostat. So then it got cold again and went down below 40 degrees, I suppose. 40 degrees is a good place to have heat when you're just trying to keep pipes from freezing. Our thing is under the house, and the big heater runs some heat under the house, and it's just enough to keep everything from freezing. So I do run the big heater.
Yeah, when it gets real cold.
We run the big heater like a couple of times a day just to make sure the under the house is not freezing. Danny Boyd says, I believe PEX is a hell of a lot easier to run. It sure is.
I mean, it's pretty good. It's pretty cheap. It's a good...
And Board rule says it will just expand until it unfreezes again.
No, some PEX will, other PEX will.
Kim's a plumber.
It has a limit.
And it has a limit, and some brands are not good and some aren't good.
Yeah.
But
over time, if you let it freeze repeatedly over time, eventually you'll fatigue it to the point where, I mean, it's just plastic. It won't last forever.
Dougster says, last spring, Lady Dougster and I redid our master bedroom, and when we installed the new shower, the guys at the hardware store kept giving me PEX stuff, and I needed copper. My house was built in 57. 57 to me, the new house. This house I was built 67, but it was built by as a hillbilly, you know. I don't think it followed any codes. Danny Boyd, there's also more rigid PEX like you see between the shut-off valve and the faucet. Yeah, Ford rule says it's good for hot or cold. It is. Daniel says, looking good, Kim. You're a perfectionist.
I mean, it's a big dent. And the problem is not just the dent. The problem is the big bulge down here. The high spot that's created when you can't just fill it because there's high spots on above and below it. You have to put the metal back where it's supposed to.
Can't fill a high spot. It's all
where it's supposed to be.
I use all. Your welds came undone.
I broke the weld. But you know what?
Are you okay? You kind of rolled with it.
I'm okay.
It's
a lot better than it was.
Pitt says, I use all PEX B. Kim, what is PEX B?
PEX A is the... PEX B is the better stuff. It's more expensive, and you use expanded... You expand it, and then you slip the joint in it, and then it shrinks back down. And then PEX A is the kind that uses the crimp rings, the permanent crimp rings. You know the kind I mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
So PEX A uses the crimp rings, and then PEX B is the expandable kind. PEX B is the thing that can freeze and is really resilient after freezing.
Well, that's what Pitt says he uses, and he says, well, how many times can you freeze copper, Kim? You cannot. And I have a lot of copper under the house, and that's why we keep it above 32 degrees under the house.
Also, yeah, copper. Yeah, but usually copper breaks in one spot.
Oh, I've had copper break. I've had copper break, and it just splits. It's weird. It splits lengthwise.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it fits.
But Clarifano
what do you
says,
think? Should I weld it back on and do some more?
I don't know. How close? You make that decision. How close is it? I mean, are there if there's high spots, you got to take them down. If there's low spots, you decide whether you want to, I mean, you know, if it's huge, you don't want to fill it, but you'd also...
I pulled a bunch of it out, but now it's a big wobbly thing.
Big wobbly thing. Duster says I'm commercially old school. I want copper, damn it. Yeah. Well, I did all this copper under my house when I was doing I had a laundry room way down at one end of the house. Moved it up into the middle of the house. And I ran copper under the house, but then I was having trouble with it. And a guy came and fixed it. Man, he ran all... Oh, no, he fixed the copper. But after that, everything he ran was PEX. So it's like, okay. But he took care of it for me.
If it was my forever house, and it wasn't in a place where there was a risk of theft, I would do copper. But I put copper... I plumbed whole houses in copper, and then a week later, someone came in and ripped it all out.
Somebody stole it?
Yeah. And it's like, ugh. I never thought of that. Like, crap.
Cope racing transmissions.
But if it was my house and I was going to live there all my whole life, I don't know. PEX B is pretty proven. I think they've been using PEX B now for like 40 years, and it really does last. So there's nothing wrong with PEX B. PEX A isn't really that bad either. It's so cheap that if it goes bad, you just replace it. So,
we used it inside airplane wings on the UAVs.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty light, and you just put it in there, and then when you ran wiring, because we never had the same wiring because we ran all different payloads, we could slip the wiring through the wings really easy.
Oh yeah, that would be great.
Wendy English is here. Hello, everyone. Hello.
Let's try one more go at it.
Oh, you are going to put it back on. Okay. Wendy and Doug are saying hi to each other. Excellent. Yeah, Wendy, I told that whole story earlier in the feed tonight, and yeah, we had a good time that night. We had a good time with the countdown on subs. And thank you for buying Dougster's tickets. That's really cool. And Ford Rule says the fittings for PEX are always way expensive. Well, solder's expensive too. I don't know. Solder and flux, and you got to live. I don't know.
Oh, I mean, your time is valuable too, and I mean,
yep.
There's a lot of people say just use shark fights, and you're like, those things are freaking expensive, but then again, you just jam them together and they're done.
They're done.
And it's like, man, you can't argue with my time. It's valuable.
Colby Quesos here. Good evening. Yeah, and if you're paying a plumber, that time is worth something.
Paying a plumber by the hour, you want that guy to get done as quick as possible.
Faye says, I send pictures, Kevin Buff. Okay, we're up in the shop tonight, so I don't want to be going into the email unless I have to. Doug says, sweating copper is an art. My uncle makes that look so easy. Man,
I've sweat up to 2-inch copper. It is fun.
I can sweat solder so well because I built radiators for 11 years.
But somebody else is paying for it.
You know, and you just tin everything real well. Danny Boyd, what is a UAV? Unmanned aerial vehicle, which everybody now calls drones. But the UAV really isn't. You know how these terms are. They got to change them every couple of years just to keep everybody off balance. You know. So now they're UAS, which means unmanned aerial systems. Except some women got upset because they're unmanned. They say no, they're unwomen. So now we're back to the term that everybody hated, which is drones. So now they call them drones. I don't know. It's a thing that flies and there's nobody in it. Flying from the ground. Ford Rule says, can't you run the pipes inside the house like exposed conduit? Not that. You know, my father's house in California, all the pipes were up in the attic. And then they had a real bad freeze. Really unusual where he lives. And you know what happened? Water all came through the drywall, down through his ceiling, and it rained in the house.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not a good thing.
He never expected that. He didn't even know his pipes are up there. And Ford Rule says $10 a pop for some. Luis says, yesterday I saw that movie Hercules on VHF from 1998. VHS. Man, you got VHS.
Where did you get VHS?
Oh, you still got VHS. Well, it's...
VHS.
I remember VHS a lot, man. But it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Pitt says, haven't seen a lot of problems out of shark fights, Dan, but they are pricey.
Pretty terrible.
He says, but they are pricey. Hockey! 666. 6. What's up, everyone? Hello, how you doing? And then Daniel Morrissey says, the annealed tempered 12.7 copper pipe has to test below freezing. Oh, and Steve Edwards is here. Man, I'm barely keeping up with the chat. I'm sorry.
I mean, it'll go below freezing, but once it fails, it fails.
Yeah, and I was looking at that tracking today. I see it made out, that package you sent me. He's got a couple of my CDs. Well, he doesn't now. He fixed them. But they're on the way. They made it out of the L.A. area. I was afraid once they're in the L.A. area, they're going to get stuck there for a while. But because sometimes post office, those big post office service centers in the big cities, things get stopped there. They get stopped there for sometimes days, which I don't understand why. Fordle says, I hate this new Android operating system. Well, I'm not sure what you're using. Are you on a phone or are you on a something else that's Android? I don't know. Hockey says, yesterday while driving, popped hood and my fuel filter was barely getting any gas. Filter was clean. Y'all think fuel pump went out? Wait a minute. I'm trying to understand this. Yesterday while driving, popped the hood and my fuel filter was barely getting any gas. Filter. It probably is clean. I don't think fuel pump went out. I don't pump it off and crank it, see if it pumps fuel. Okay, I'm gonna miss some chats. I'm sorry. It's just like shot by. It'd be long. Reverse below the line with salt thing. Good is here. Hello, we're staying bottom here. It is? Okay, really? That's different than here. There's a lot. I'm not going to read it all, but Hockey, there's a lot of good suggestions here. All those suggestions are good. You might want to scroll back and make sure you see them. Vic's Yard. I'm trying to talk over the hammer. Hope you can hear me. Vic's Yard. Hey guys, Vic here. Hope all is well. Yeah, we're doing well. It's warm here. We're finally not freezing in our shop. And it was so cold, and now it's normal. Daniel Morrissey, Japanese stopped making Blu-ray recorders last month. Won't come out with a related product because everything's on MP3 stuff. You know Ben Alameda, he consulted on the U.S. Predator drone. I do not. Racist Fords, had an aerospace engineering degree. No, I never worked on the Predator. I worked in a building and they were right next door to us. So we taxi out there. We were always like, their wingspan is huge. So, man, they'd be really close to where I was because I was usually on the ground out there coordinating everything. So, man, I mean, they were huge. They had a the payload underneath. They'd take that payload and swing it around, look right at me, and I'd be giving them distances like this, how far the wing was close to our airplane, and then and they taxi by. Our airplane only had like its wingspan wasn't that big. It was a I don't know what that thing weighs.
Can you see what I did there?
But ours is
the dent is better, but now there's some holes in it. But I'm just gonna fill them up.
Our wingspan was only like 24 feet, something like that, and then later 28 feet. We had a 1,500 pound airplane. It was one of our bigger ones. We flew that thing a lot. Barrows says, "Oh, Barrows is here. Good evening. I like the Summit. That ad is too much. Real cars are built, not bought. So all the stuff you can buy for your car." Buddy Carvana, when I worked in the garage, I was surprised how many no starts were because ran out of gas. Wendy English says 61 here today and going to be 30 tomorrow. Oh no. Oh, it was like 75 here today. We were outside. That's why we didn't stay in with Mexican Spec. We came out and got some work done while it was good. Okay, I got back to scroll this up. Hockey says, Yes, tomorrow we'll replace hoses that connect tank connector to pump, new pump and filter. Hopefully I fix it. Going to start at 6 a.m. And Hockey says, today is my birthday. Happy birthday. Dr. Art, good evening. I have a hard time talking over the grinder. It's hard to read all this, so you're going to have to read each other's stuff while she's grinding. Oh, I want to say something to Dr. Art, but I'll wait till the grinder stops. Or maybe I won't. I don't know. Okay, Dr. Art gave me a radio, a CB radio, and didn't work very well. I sent it to, but I didn't know that.
Granted, Dr. Art said he didn't know.
And he told you, he's just an old CB radio. He said he didn't know it worked. So he gave it to me, a gift, just a free old radio. So I sent it to Steve Edwards, who's also in here. Steve Edwards is a CB radio guy. Well, he got that radio, and he tuned it up some, and then he made some changes to it. And I don't think it even...
Dr. Art in here?
Yeah.
I'd like to say hi to Dr. Art.
It wouldn't even put out like 1 watt. Well, now it puts out like, he says that's a talking radio. Puts out like 16 watts or something now.
Oh, yeah, he's excited about his radio.
I'm all excited about that radio now. So, man, you gave me 2 things that are really good. You gave me the antenna that's on the back of my Zephyr. That is, I've talked all over the place with that. I've talked all over the country. I've talked out of the country with that.
He loves his radio antenna.
Oh, I got a real good antenna.
Thank you so much.
That it was that 3-foot what's that thing called? Fire stick. Man, has that a great antenna. And then of course I grounded everything in the car, grounded the antenna. Grounds make a difference. And then that radio is going to be a really good radio. I think I'm going to put that radio that you gave me in this car when we're done, and then we can, when we're driving down the road, like the No Name Nationals next year, Kim and I will be able to talk to each other real well.
And if you guys, I think most of you are familiar with Dr. Art's Hot Rod Rehab, but if you're not, one of the many things that Dr. Art has been working on is a set of El Caminos, and
one's for sale.
One of them is for sale if you're looking for an El Camino. But the other one, he's doing a quick driveway rehab on the engine to put in. I don't think he's got the engine installed yet, but he's got a lot of the machine work done. So if you're looking for some tips on how to slap together a fun hot rod, Dr. Art's channel is a place that you should be checking out. And we thank him because he has been a big support to us as we continue to try and grow and enjoy this hobby of ours. And yeah, like Doug said, we want to see our friends be successful.
Kim.
Mean Street Mobar says, I wish everyone still used CB radios. Only the cool kids are doing it. That's I'm fine with it being like that.
Sub Ford rules says 16 watts sounds high. It is. It's a.
And Inspector Bruce is here. Welcome in.
It's a tuned up radio.
040.
That's wrong.
No? Are you sure? It'll get here.
Look at the address and tell me I know it's wrong. I'm gonna get it. Just hang on. Asking for my
16 is illegal. 16 will get you 20. No.
There's so many people out there running hundreds and hundreds or thousands of watts. Nobody's going to care if you're
small potatoes.
If you're 2 watts
Especially
over.
since he's very respectful in the way he uses his radio. He's not out there booming.
No, it's just
garbage.
It's just it was a radio that was borderline not very good. Now it's like really cool.
Oh, I didn't know that. The PO box used the.
Yes.
Okay, well,
I know it was wrong.
I've never used it.
Well, you used it when you.
Address is different. Okay. I know. Heaven forbid they have our address. They'll be able to find our house for sure. And then they'll come here. And then our own friends don't visit. You think stalkers are coming here?
Okay, so who asked for that?
It's gone.
It's gone already because it's scrolled. I can't keep up with the chat. It's crazy.
Daniel Morris.
Oh, it was Daniel Morris he asked. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then I see Ford rules. You know, if you're worried about being
80 degrees in here.
If you're worried about being 3 watts over? Yeah, they're gonna send the FCC down the highway, chase me down with their lights and sirens, write me a 3-watt ticket. Yeah, and then there's people that have all kinds of people have 100 and 200 watt amplifiers. And there's people out there that have thousands of watts, and they don't do anything about that. So I don't really care. Barrow says, I wear a CB radio at work, but if it goes off, it means something's broke. I have to figure out how to fix it yesterday. Ford rules, 68 through 72, El Camino, best looks and performance. I had a Dog 454 cube in a 74 El Camino. You know what? We did a thing on military vehicles. One of our Tuesday night lives. We had a 74 El Camino in there that had a 454 in it, and it was. God, it's hard to talk over there. I know you're trying to get some work done, and they used it to chase. It was a chase vehicle for the U-2s at Beale Air Force Base, so it was fast enough to go 100 miles an hour anyway. And then 68 through 72, I had a 68 El Camino. I think that is the best dashboard, and it was a 1-year dash. And I had a 72 El Camino, which was a total that I fixed. A guy hit a deer going 100 miles an hour and wrapped the radiator and air conditioning condenser around the front of around the water pump, and I put a front clip on that, and that ended up being a really nice car. So yeah, I like that body style a lot. But I'm gonna like this one a lot too. Although it's not an El Camino, it's something else. Oh, she's out of focus now. Dougster says, my dad's old co-worker's wife had a home-based CB, and her antenna was a brass coat tree in their house. That thing, got amazing range. If we were 45 minutes from their house, we could talk to her. That's crazy. Okay. Buddy Car Finals says 59 El Camino's my favorite year. I understand that because I like those a lot. I really like 59 El Camino. Of course, that was the first year there. Danny Boyd's 68 Chevelle El Camino was the last year for the ignition switch on the dash. And if you remember, 66 and 67, up above all, it was the top of the dash was where the key was, which was really weird. And I had a 66 Chevelle, and I had a 67 Chevelle. They weren't El Caminos, but same thing. They were up there. Barrow says, I always liked the first-gen Falcon Rancheros. My favorite of the Falcon Rancheros was the first year. There's something about the grill I like, and that little 144 six-cylinder. I just love those things. And I like the 60 a lot. Yeah, they're talking about AC failures and capacitors. Here, heat pump, same thing. Tim went out there and replaced a capacitor, I don't know, some months ago. It is a big old capacitor, and the thing, that thing was all swollen up. Danny Boyd says 68 Cougar and 77 F-150 have been my only vehicles with ignition in the dash. Man, most of my cars, I think, had ignition in the dash. Probably half of them, anyway.
It's cool when you get to the dash.
Ford Rule says, to me, Utes look like the Subaru Brats, just bigger with LS top. Here, I got a picture. I'm going to have to swap cameras for a second. See that? That's an actual Australian Ute. This same body as this, a couple of differences, but this one was once sent to me. This is Tabo. Tabo comes in here a lot. That's Tabo's personal vehicle, and he put dimensions all over it. That's one of the dimensions, but we're building this to those dimensions. And Todd Saw, hello. I hope you can hear me over the grinder.
Not exact dimensions. This is just a tribute.
It's a tribute, so the dimensions are very, very close to that. Yeah, there are some differences between this body and the Australian body, but
you
basically,
wouldn't know until you started really looking.
You'd have to put them next to each other and put a measuring tape and get a 1/8 inch here and there, and like there's a body line on the side that's a little different, but mostly it's the same. And then the taillights on this one are the American taillights. But we get what we get.
I mean, I think it's pretty cool. I'm not sweating the difference.
Todd, Kim sure does make a lot of racket. She does, but she gets a lot done.
It's almost like I'm getting something done.
She's getting something done.
Yeah.
I told her I wanted to work on this tonight, but I'll get to it. We'll swap out here in a while. She can come over here and I can start working on what I want to work on. And she's going to get cold, although it's not that cold in here. It's 76 degrees in here, Kim.
It's pretty good.
Pretty nice in here. But the floor is still like ice, man. That floor is it'll be halfway through the summer before that floor is warm. Danny Boyd says, you don't want to ground a captive discharge. You want to use a proper resistor. Yeah, the one that she pulled out, that thing was already exploded.
It was already
It was already done.
done. It was already just something.
Yeah, so Lord Rule says, show pics, Buff. I missed them. Okay, here's the deal. Tuesday night, we are in the studio, which used to be our living room. Now it's a studio. We got lots of computers and screens, and I can check my email and show pictures and move the pictures from this screen to that screen and show the pictures up behind us. It's real easy. Up here in the shop, I have one computer. I don't have I'm all hamstrung. I don't have the ability to do that real easy. So we don't show pictures much. I do have the one here that I showed you, this one, because this is the one we're using as a sample for this car. So we have it right here and have it available. But this is up here in the shop. It's really hard to show pictures, just random pictures.
Yeah, I don't think you have your email set up, although we have used it.
We only
have one screen.
We have one screen and one computer, so I got to start moving stuff around, and it's just.
And we're supposed to be working in the shop, not fooling with computers.
Right. On Tuesday nights we have a picture show, and I'm set up for it. As long as my stuff works. Ford Rule says, what was it called here, Buff? What was what? The Australian Ute?
They didn't do it.
We didn't do it here. They
actually didn't do it those years. They did it earlier and they did it later, but they didn't do it.
And Ute is just a general term for a utility vehicle, but
when they hit the 80s, they did a rampage.
This thing, where is it? That thing in Australia is actually called a Wayfarer. And you can see there's that right at the bottom of the big wide pillar there. Behind the driver, there's a chrome strip there, or stainless strip. And in that stainless strip, it says Wayfarer. That's actually the name of the thing.
But Dr. Art didn't say another thing, did he?
No, Dr. Art may have just stopped in and then left in a hurry. I don't know. Yeah. So, and here, of course, Ford had the Ranchero. And Chevrolet had the El Camino. And then, what was the GMC called? They had two names for that thing. They had the GMC Sprint, and later the Caballero? Caballero? Yeah, they GMC had, it was actually a Chevelle El Camino, but they had it with Barrows. Boy, people hit me up at my grinder safety short over not having a guard on it. People don't realize that guard actually for spark deflection, it does a little to help you exploding disc. Yeah, you got to try just not to be in the way of those things. Try to make them so you're not in the plane of rotation.
I don't care what guard you got on it. That tool is not a safe tool.
Oh, Tim's here. He says, looks like a great monkey bike hauler. That's what I thought. Monkey bike hauler, or who knows? We might take a generator down there with us. Let's see. Daniel Morrissey, we had a 78 Bird Ranchero. It was like brand new. We kept it awesome shape. Kept it garage. Waxed 4 times a year. Inside was super clean. Engine was steam clean once a year. Mean Street Mopar says, Kim and Buff get a lot more done than I do. I really respect the effort put on each and every project. You know what? When we're up here, we're working, but a lot of times Kim and I, both, Kim's got back and neck problems from too many surgeries. And she'll go like this for a couple hours, and then she's done. She's got to go rest. And I can't move around like I used to. I'm like half lame. My left hand or left arm is like a third of the strength of my right. And Josh Holman got it. Yeah, GMC Caballero. And then later, Chrysler did have, up here in the U.S., they had the Rampage, but that was a little front driver. That was a little tiny thing. But yeah, that was
a car or something.
Yeah, that was it was smaller than a K car. It was like a God, what was those things called? Dodge Omni. It was like a Dodge Omni. It was, yeah.
I think it used that same engine as in that Ford, or not that Ford, that Dodge Dakota.
What did they use? Yeah, it had
2.2?
Yeah, 2.2. Yeah, that one's a 2.5, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but they're
the same engine.
Block, it's same family.
Yep.
It was a neat little car. We would work on one, but we had this, and it was a 4-door, and nobody really wanted it. So
yeah, this one.
We would do something fun with it.
We just decided to do something fun with this.
Because you never see one. You'll never see another one like it. It's special.
Ford Rose says GMC Sprint was heavy, weighed a ton. Well, wait a minute. The last couple of years of like, what was it, 71 and 72? I don't think they were the same as El Camino. But then in 73, they came out with the new body, and those were kind of heavy.
I think I'm pretty, I don't know, I haven't really that stuff, but some of it. That's what happens when you leave holes. Water gets in behind it. Did you know that? You knew that.
Danny Boyd, GMC Sprint SD396. GMC called the big block Chevs Invader. Invader, I thought was a Canadian Nova. Who here is from Canada? I'm sure you have a Canadian in here somewhere. What was the Canadian car called an Invader? It was some kind of a General Motors vehicle. And I thought it was a Nova, but I'm not sure. May have been a Chevelle or something. D-Man's here. Hey, good evening. Dougster, like Brother Bear says, grinder sparks to you. That way, if the disc explodes, the fragments fly away from you. Yeah, and just stay out of what like in the jet engine, the plane of rotation. You know, in the Air Force, you're not allowed to stand or sit or anything in the plane of rotation of the turbine wheels or anything. Now, in the civilian airlines, you pay to sit in that seat. My son flew all over the place. I just go, don't choose your seat where the plane of rotation is in a jet engine. Get the hell away from that. Oh, Buddy Carafano says, Buff, you should have bought the chop top Rampage you showed. Man, you know how many times I've said the same thing? And I had the money to do it then. I just, I was renting a place to stay. I had a shop, and there was no place to put it, is really what it was. But I kind of wish I would have bought it. And then it showed up for sale again a couple of years later on the same lot, and twice I let it go.
Well,
biggest GM V8 was the 672. Went into fire trucks and heavy trucks. Oh, it could have been. Danny Boyd, Acadian Invader. Acadian was like a Nova. Danny Boyd. Somebody do a Google images for a Chevy Invader, or maybe it's a Acadian Invader or something. I think it was kind of like a Pontiac, or it was one of those weird cars, what I call it. It's just a Canadian car, whatever. They had some different cars than we did that were. It's just like Mexico has different cars than we did, but they're very, very similar. It's like, Mexican Spec showing them all the time. The Mexican built American cars. Wow, what was that?
Nothing.
Wow, some piece went flying.
No.
The fat 2-headlight 454 was a big toad I had. Just Ford rules. Yeah, but then that same body was the Chevy Laguna. And there's one of those that's all lightened up with a roll cage in it. And what's his name? Dylan Levi races that thing. He's got turbocharged LS in it. Man, he turned in the fives with that thing. Holy crap. D-Man, the Nova platform was the Oldsmobile Pontiac Ventura, all the same car. Yeah, but what was the one in... There was a car in Canada called the Invader, and I think it was like kind of like a 67, 66 or 7 Nova. I don't remember. Something like that. World of Outlaws Super Late Model Series will be at Smoky Mountain Speedway, just south of Knoxville, March 14th. Wish I could be there. Man, World of Outlaws. Oh, my God. Oh, Super Late Model Series. Oh, not the sprint cars. It's like outlaw-type sprint cars. That's an addiction that it took everything I had to break that addiction. I sponsored 2 cars.
Everything.
I sponsored 2 cars, and oh my God, yeah, I wasted a lot of money on that. It says, LOL, Buff. I always thought about that too when I was flying. What was that? What did I say about flying? I don't know. Luis's Nova.
Rotation of the propeller.
Staying in the plane of rotation. Yeah, of course. Acadian Invader is the equivalent of a Nova SS. Oh, okay. Okay, so I was right. It is some kind of Nova. And D-Man says, my brother had a Laguna S3. Yeah, Dylan Levi brings his Lagunas every year to No Name Nationals. And for 3 years, he broke. And the last year, the 4th year he brought it, I think he was the first one that went into the fives on that track. And he had a passenger with him. He had a passenger. It was heavy. He broke into the fives. It was great. D-Man says, 62 through 71 Acadian Invader was a compact car produced by General Motors of Canada, specifically for Canadian Pontiac Buick dealers as a rebranded Chevrolet Chevy 2 Nova. Okay. Pitt says, my 73 Nova SS. Blinding. Yeah, I'm skipping a whole bunch of chat because I can't keep up with it, and it's all noisy. But Danny Boyd says, I lived in the Laguna S3. Someone near where I grew up had a 76 in silver with black graphics, half vinyl top, that style rally wheels. So I love it. My favorite of the Lagunas was the first year, the 73, and I really wanted one, but I didn't have credit then, and I asked my parents to.
So what?
And the answer I got was no. It's like not only no, but hell no. If you can't afford it, don't buy it. I wanted to get the Laguna package on a 73 El Camino, and they had one at a dealership, and man, I wanted that car. But nope, can't do that. It says I want a twin six so bad. Somebody up there said, I don't remember who it was it you? Somebody said they had a 250 cubic inch Nova. You know, I know where there's a 250 cubic inch. It's a 71 El Camino. It's got some rust on it. You could drive it right now and it'd be okay for a while. And if you're in the Northeast, it would be okay. If you want it as a project, it's gonna be a hell of a project because it's got rust buried underneath some Fondo. Oh. But it's a 6-cylinder. Was 3 on the tree, now it's 3 on the floor conversion. It's got some kind of air thing in it, so it raises and lowers. You can put it right on the deck and turn it any nose high, nose low, all that kind of nonsense. But I know somebody that has one that's for sale, although I can't get him to give me a price. He tried to sell it to me, but wouldn't give me a price. It's like, what do you give me for it? What do you give me for it? Well, no, we're not playing that game. I finally told him I'll give you $2,000 for it. Now, make a counter offer. He wouldn't.
He choked on that. He was like, what?
Well, I wanted a price, and I guess
that wasn't the one he was looking for.
No, he wanted me to keep bumping it up till he said yes. Well, I wasn't going to do that. And I knew it was a car that was going to have some work, And that wasn't. It was in Maryland, and I was working. Where I lived in Maryland, that little apartment.
It's been a while. Does he still have that car?
He still has that car. As far as I know, like the last couple of weeks, he still had that car. My favorite GMC mill is probably the 671 two-stroker, says Danny Boyd. Yeah, those kind of sound cool, don't they? Tim says, we're just finishing up a video to put out. It has Dylan Levi in it doing 585, 118 miles an hour with Ginger with him. That's the run I was talking about. That was the first time he broke into the fives, and he had Ginger with him, sitting in the passenger seat with a helmet on. And so she wanted to go for a ride. She went for a ride in, what'd she go in? John Cope's truck or something? I don't remember. Something that was kind of fast.
I think she did.
And then the next thing she went in, set a track record.
I don't think it was a track.
It was a track record. It was a no-name nationals record. Oh man, that was pretty cool. Buddy Carfano wanted 67 Corvette. Dad wouldn't co-sign. Yeah, my parents never would co-sign on anything. Good thing about
red Corvette.
Tim
much too fast.
Tim says the good thing about doing these videos, I spend more time watching them than editing. You can put a lot of time into editing. Kim seems to like editing, or at least she does it. And I'm
good at it. I put it on fast speed and chop out the big dull spots where you're just waiting for things to happen.
Yeah, you don't want to have videos of
anytime. The biggest gripe I have, the number one gripe I have when people are doing video edit, if you are editing, take the time. Even if you're doing it like, oh, this is high-speed camera. If all the actors on the scene walk away from the camera and nothing is happening, you must cut that out.
I
hate that.
That's where the editing really helps. I've seen people go, just leave everything in. We want to see everything you're doing. But people go walk across the shop and they're digging through a drawer looking for a tool, and it takes them 3 minutes. You sit there and you look at a dead project on a table for 3 minutes.
As they're standing up to walk off the screen, unless they're talking, that's different. But as they're standing up to walk away, cut. And as they walk back in, once they're already in the screen, walking back in, cut back in. Because nobody wants to watch it. They can tell you, I can tell that the person editing the video doesn't value my time if they're going to make me watch dead air. That's my biggest gripe. I know it doesn't matter in every video, but.
What's his barrows? I use the dauber method a lot with Russ. Yes, you can weld rusty junk.
Woohoo! I can weld rusty junk.
he shipped off to boot camp. Oh, I missed the beginning of it. Oh, my uncle had a 65 Mustang, gorgeous red. He blew an alternator and a few other things. And Grandpa told him just to charge his parts at Napa in town, so he did. A month or two later, he shipped off to boot camp, and Grandma got the Napa bill. She was so pissed that she sold the Mustang for $250 to pay the bill. How'd she get the title? Oh, man, she probably had the title.
Oh, I bet he was mad. Daniel Morrissey says, I have not seen any short videos from Kim lately. I am just missing them. It has been too cold. We have been doing the lives and nothing else, and it is time to get back to doing our videos.
Yep.
We both agree, and it's easier to get to work. And the thing of it was, like, when all that snow happened, we shut down, not because of us. I mean, partially because of us, but also because everybody else was shut down. And the last thing you want to do is get hurt, run out of food, run out of heating supplies. Like, you just go into conservation mode. So, because you do not want to have an emergency while a bunch of stuff's happening. Last thing I want to do is have to go to the ER when there's 2 inches of solid ice wrapping the entire whole of Nashville. It's like, just stop. Just wait. It won't be long. So we're back into it now.
Yep.
Here we are. We're welding. We're grinding. We got firewood.
We knew it was coming. I filled up both cars because our last chance, like if everything started failing, we could go out and get one of those cars and turn the heat on. And we knew the cars would start. We knew they had full gas tanks. But so we had a plan. We had a generator. We had the heat here in the shop was wood, and we had plenty of wood. And we're running electric heat in the house, which is just miserable. But then power lines start coming down from the ice. We knew all the bad things could happen. So at that point, we just hunkered down. Just hunkered down and waited out. But, man, it was a long wait. And we just kind of did what we needed to do to keep going.
They're talking about a video of a daughter that was able to give back a car that the father had to sell when raising a family. And that's beautiful when you're able to do that, you know. And I'll bet you he was willingly gave it away, but, you know, always missed it. And I don't know. We're doing that some. There's a bunch of stuff that we're doing. It's stuff you always wanted. You wanted to get Fox Body again, and you wanted to. Someday I'd really like to get the Studebaker put back together for him.
I was looking at that today because the guard tractor's parked next to the Studebaker, right on the other side of this wall. And I was...
I had him out there.
I started up I had to move some branches and crap out of the way so I could move the guard tractor out. I started up. I was letting it warm up for a second, and I was looking at the Studebaker, and I was thinking about it. Yep, one more project. A few years later, a few years later, my uncle bought a 73 SD455 Trans Am, left it in the Quonset when he deployed. Grandpa decided to take us kids for a ride. He always had a half bottle of Old Crow, and I can see where this is going. Yeah, when I was working in Maryland, I had a friend up there. Well, it was a guy that he just got his college degree in aeronautics, and he was up there, and I was getting him checked out on an airplane, and he had a Jeep Liberty that he'd put a lot of time into, wheels, and had some lights up above that were all, you know, bodywork molded in, and it's pretty nice Jeep. And he had taken it home. Oh, and then he deployed because we were all deployable. He deployed somewhere, and he left the Jeep with his mother and asked her to start up and warm it up once in a while. Well, you know what she did? She started up and took it out in the snow, and she rolled it over. She was okay, but she totaled his Jeep. So he came home to a wrecked Jeep, and she said, sorry. He was really unhappy. He was really unhappy. But eventually, his mother always wanted a 57 Chevy, and he was making good money, and he saved his money, and for her birthday, he bought her a 57 Chevy. and it needed a little work, so he did the work on it, got everything running well, and gave it to her on her birthday. So I guess he couldn't have been too mad at her. Then you go get a spare 4-banger, run it outside, covered, of course, and put its radiator in the shop. Oh, we have talked about that. Only not with a 4-banger. We've got
lots.
We've got I think a 318.
We have that one.
We have a 318. We've got a 6-cylinder Studebaker that runs. We've got several cars, and that's exactly what we were going to do, was put the radiator inside here with a box fan, and we could put a generator on it or an alternator on it, which would, it'll produce enough power to turn lights on.
Well, we were going to put an air compressor like that.
And we're going to put an air compressor on it. So,
we had some ideas.
We are still thinking about doing that.
Yeah.
That might be a summertime
There's not
project.
a lot of urgency.
Except there's so many projects. So many projects. And every one of them aren't, it's like you can think of this stuff like, oh, that shouldn't take long. It'll take months. That's really noisy.
Check the other.
But I'm going to switch the camera, so now we can see what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing, but okay.
I don't know.
Well, it's focused enough. Can you see where you're pointed to? Oh, that was worse. That's focused. Oh, okay. My Uncle Bob bought a brand new 68 Camaro SS396 and probably got drafted. He lost his wife, and my grandpa sold off the Camaro. That Danny Boyd said that. He got it in California and it was loaded. They had trouble selling it back home in West Virginia. Boyd said 69 Dodge Charger was in Rugrats gone so wild. 69 Charger's pretty nice. I like the 68 better. I don't know why. Same body, just a little different.
More holes. Found more holes. They can't really see, can they?
I don't know. Oh, yeah. Oh, is that somebody else did that?
Oh, yeah, that's all that ball.
That's where somebody else pulled that out somewhere in the past. And that's that door that had all, it had all that Bondo all over it. We got to take all that Bondo off there. That's going to be a lot of work. And let's see where somebody pulled dents out of that door. That door must have been caved in. It's no longer a door. It's part of the quarter panel.
They did a big old cave and pave on that door.
Yep, cave and pave. Okay, so that door is now part of the quarter panel, but it's all that Bondo's in there, and Kim's working it. So
yeah, I mean that's a deep. They didn't really do that good of a job.
You know what? That was probably done when it was fairly new because that was a big crash.
Yeah,
and it was.
See from all this patina that this door is different.
That door was.
See how different the two doors are.
Yeah, that door was probably fixed when it was fairly new. Otherwise, it would have been totaled.
They really mounted it up too. It's thick.
And they just did whatever the body shop could do in a hurry.
Yeah.
Flat rate job.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I mean it's hard to see, but it's real bad down here. Down here is real bad, and then this is where I just did a repair. This is like.
God, Fort Rule says Uncle Tony plans to remove his 318 and his bottle rocket and put big block 383. He loves 383s, but I rode in that bottle rocket. I was in the back seat. We were in the pits, and we were way off the side. There was lots of room where we were, because everybody was pitted over closer to the starting line, and it's paved pits. So we're going to drive over near where the starting line is. So Kathy jumped in the front. He says to me, Bob, get in the back. So I got in the back on the passenger side behind Kathy, and he took off in the pits and did a wheelie with a 318, and that was before he had the nitrous hooked up. My God, man, I'd never been in a car that did a wheelie before, and it was a 318. I was just stunned how quick that thing was. I mean, that thing just got with it. And now he's going to put a 383 in it. Well, I can understand why he likes it. But that 318, when he was spraying it, he beat what's his name? Andy Wood in what's he call his truck? What's Andy Wood's truck? It's that Ford with the mixed up boss, yeah. Andy Wood thought he won that race too, but he didn't. Tony beat him by a bumper length or something. Kenny Boyd, I believe a proper uses front doors from a 4-door, whereas the El Camino and Ranchero use longer doors. And I think you're right. I think some of the El Caminos use the shorter doors, like maybe the 59, but I don't know.
Well, there's no high spots. You see it?
Oh, there's no high spots. That's a good thing.
Can you see?
That's Kim's work there. Yeah, we can see it well.
I mean, it's high here, but I think that's right. I think from here to here, I think that just needs fill. And down here, it's the same thing. It's high here, it's a little high here, and then it doesn't really hit again up.
As long as it's not, it's like, I know there's people
high around the edges.
There's a very controversial figure, so I don't care to hear the controversy, but Bad Chad, he'll go, that's the ocean floor. You can't, once you hit the ocean floor, you can't fill a high spot, so, as long as the high spots are lower than.
Well, the high spots are around the edge. That's where you want them to be.
Right. The high spots around the edge. That's where you want them. So that's the ocean floor.
That's the ocean.
And Ray's here. Good evening, Ray. How you doing?
Ray, 38 Racing?
Yeah, 38 Racing.
Welcome, Ray. He's been.
Who else? Something else I saw here. Ford Rule says a wheelie. Yeah, a wheelie. That thing pulled the front wheels off the ground, and I was in the back seat. And I didn't have a seat belt or anything on. I just climbed in because I thought we were just gonna idle over to the other side of the pits, and he jumped on it. It's like, oh my God, that's a 318. Yep, it's a 318.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah, and then he says, Ford Rule says Andy. Yeah, Andy Wood. Andy Wood's a pretty good guy. Yeah, mixed up boss. Lee says 66 Dodge Dart. What is that about? Kim has a 66 Dodge Dart. She took it to No Name Nationals the last 2 years. And last year,
fun car.
In 24, it was leaking oil badly enough that we couldn't take it on the track. She worked on it all day one day, and I said, just stop. You're going to spend the whole 3 days under that car, and you're not going to enjoy it. So we just quit. And we drove it home, poured oil in it all the way home. And then we put an engine in it. And then this last year, she raced it.
Man,
drove it over there and back.
So good.
And she had fun with it. And it had a fresh engine in it. Okay.
Man, it really went well.
And Dougster says, Andy Wood is good people. I thoroughly enjoyed meeting and talking with him at No Name Nationals. Man, the first No Name Nationals, he came walking up to me. I looked at him as like a big YouTuber, and I was nobody. My YouTube channel had no subs. I was just a viewer, But I'd been on Tony's Live. He came walking up and introduced himself. I was stunned he even knew who I was. It was so cool. I just think he was a guy, man. He was all right.
And he's a great guy.
He's just, Andy Wood's a good guy. Ray says, but the 5960 El Camino used the doors from a 2-door with different window frames. Oh, okay. Okay, then, Ray.
Well, it's disappointment we never got to meet David Faisar.
Ray, so maybe can you tell me? Well, that's bad when you got to fix your car with a chisel. I want to ask Ray something. Can you not hammer for just like a second? Were there? I'll be quick. Were there any El Caminos that used short doors, like from a 4-door? Okay, go ahead and ham. What is this? Ford Rule says that wasn't a fair race. Andy got scammed. He gets scammed. Gear is too high in rear end. Weight is not. You know, that was such a close race. I wasn't sure who won. And Andy, you know, he had a camera in his car. He was like, yeah, and he thought he won, but it was so close he lost. I thought it was a darn good race. I don't know why you thought he got scammed. I mean, they talked about it forever. I mean, they talked about that race for a long, long time. And then they went and did it. What's that?
I mean, if it was that close.
Oh, it was so close that Andy thought he won. Let's see here. Team Steve, best idea, Ray. 100% class to use coupe door frames in a pickup. Yeah, I'm glad they didn't in the Australian youth Wayfarers. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to do this. Because we've got the perfect thing, a 4-door, because they use the short doors. Hey, boy, Colonnade, El Camino, and Sprint use frameless door glass like a hard top. Yep. Dean Stevenson, she's chiseling. It's not hammering, Buff. Well, she's hammering on the chisel. Buff, this is racist, Buff. Not that I know of. I don't know everything. Yeah, but I just thought, you know, I know you know 59 and 60 Chevys well, but I thought you might know. And then, you know, I've got pictures of prototype. I've showed them before. The prototype 62 El Camino, which was based on the Nova, and then they never built it. I mean, they built some like pilot cars or something, and then they never put it into production. That would have been a great El Camino. But I don't know what. I'll have to look at that sometimes to see if they use the short doors or long doors on that thing. Kid says, "Oh my God, the beef and beans I cropped yesterday is good." You've been crop dusting, okay? I love my 4-door knee knocker Mini 57 Oldsmobile 88, 105-inch wheelbase Vauxhall V-Lock. Is it V-Locks or Velox? I'm not sure. Doug says Tony had it off the line, but Andy was chasing him down. For a quarter-mile race, he would have won, yeah. There's all I would have, could have, yeah, of course. You know, that's like me. I would have beat the Tesla, except I broke out.
I would have beat him if I was faster.
I was faster, but I broke out. Well, it was a what do you call it? Danny Boyd, you could turn the 4-door doors into 2-door doors. Yeah, that's a lot of work. You know, all these guys that were using these, they're all gone now. So now the price is up. All the old police cars, the Ford, the last Crown Vics that were you know, like police cars for 15, 20 years or something. They never built two doors. I always wanted to build a two-door one of those and lengthen the doors. Just because nobody else did it. But those things, everybody wants so much for them now because they're all gone. I didn't think it was that close, but well, it was close. But they compared tickets for 60-foot miles per hour. Quarter mile? Is that a quarter mile? I thought it was an eighth mile. Was that a quarter mile race?
Quarter-mile track here.
I don't remember where they did that race. They picked some track and did it. Race says, the only problem I see with using a Nova base for El Camino is the unibody. Well, this is the unibody. These things. I'll put it up for a second. The Australian Ute, that's a unibody. You just gotta be careful. Like when we did this, we had to make sure that nothing was twisted, nothing was bent, until we welded stuff in there and made sure it wasn't. It isn't gonna twist. Yeah, I couldn't think of the bracket race. Yeah, my. Oh, Tim says this video has Tim racing Ray with Ray from 38 Racing. The video he's working on, I guess.
My car is fantastic. It jumped off the line. It was really quick for a stand.
You know, back in the day, I really didn't like the vent windows. I thought they looked so much better without the vent windows. And then I had a 67 Camaro, and I had a 69 Camaro. And you know, I like that 67 so much better because of the vent windows. Because practicality, the vent windows are better. Okay, I gotta go troll another one of my favorite young football YouTubers. Might be back. Okay, take care. Thanks for being here. What is this? Portable says the Mercury version had an Ultimate Edition. The Mercury version. What are those? Well, they had the what did they call that thing? The Marauder. Man, I always wanted a Marauder, but you know that has a cult following. So a Marauder prices are crazy expensive. And what did they come in two colors, like black and dark purple or something? Dang boy, they made those Fairmont Utes. I forgot what they were called. Junkyard Diggs has one. Oh, does he have one now? It was called did they call that a Durango? I don't remember. I know. Yeah, Ford didn't do that. They had somebody else did it. It was with the same body as my car. It was the the low top one. What do you call it? The like the Futura. God, what do they call those things? Could have been Durango. I don't remember. They used that name on a couple of things. Tim says I'll be putting it out in about a half hour, finishing the ending.
All right, guys, make sure you're following Tim to see.
Don't make the endings too long. Make the endings like kind of short. People have these big long endings, and you know what? People click out, and then they don't even want to come back to see you.
No,
if you leave them a little bit like, oh, I want to see more, they come back to see you.
I do cut them off quick at the end.
She cuts them off quick and leave you like. I'm like, hey, you just quit. Dougster says,
complain. They're like, you don't have a good ending. I'm like,
I want to see this. It scrolled by already. Dougster says, my friend Chevelle was painted with House of Color paint. The car was painted silver first, then it was painted final gold. Coat was white pearl. Car looked amazing. I did a Buick. Oh, God. Noise. Where did my... Microphone. I can't find where it is. Yeah, Ford Rule says Crown Vic and Mercury Marquis. But there's also, it's a Marquis, but it's a Mercury Marauder, which is like a step up, high performance, good handling, luxurious Marquis. And it's the Marauder. And the Marauder, I think it only came in 2 colors, maybe 3, but I think it was 2. Marauder was friggin' nice.
Yeah.
It's like an upscale Marquis. I had a Marquis for a while. Oh man, I got to tell you a story about a Marquis. I had it, and I was working on some airplanes somewhere, and there was no place to eat. So I got in the thing. I went over to a what are those drive-in places called? Tim, what are the drive-in? So noisy over there. I didn't think you can hear me. I don't know. I've lost my whole train of thought. Yeah, Dougster says Mercury Marauder people go nuts for them. That's right. It's like a cult car. I see a Marauder and I go, oh, yeah, I want to see, and the price is like 3 or 4 times what a Ford Crown Vic is.
Everything's more.
But anyway, now I can't even remember what the hell I was talking about. I got to scroll back and figure it out. Oh, the Mercury Marquis I had. I pulled into a. I can't think of what those stupid places, those drive-in. What are the drive-in places, Kim, where you eat? Sonic. I went into a Sonic, and I got something to eat. And while I'm sitting there, it was a nice, just perfect day. I rolled the window down, and I had my hand there, and I feel something poke me like an ice pick or something. And I looked out there. There's like a whole beehive coming out of the rear view mirror, the outside rear view mirror, and there's a wasp sticking me. And I go like this, and there's 2 wasps on me, sticking me, and all these wasps coming out of the mirror. And I got this thing hanging there with my food on it. It's like, you got to be kidding me. Yeah, Ford says Marauder had no chrome. Oh, maybe it didn't. I really like the looks of the Marauder. Man, I like it. Danny Boyd says, tint your primer. Tint your primer? With what? Marauder. Spelled it. Oh, okay. Danny Boyd says, yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. I don't know why yikes. My old favorite parts store would tint your primer nearly whatever color you wanted. Oh, that's Dougster.
That's kind of cool.
Danny Boyd's singing something here. Or no, Dean Stevenson's singing something. Oh, look at this. She's sweeping the car off where she took all that nastiness off.
I took a lot of that yellow off. How much of that yellow paint from
Barrow says, Yellow Jackets just love to build nests, right? Where you stick your hand to pick something up. Man, I know a guy. We had all this fancy wood, expensive wood, and they were 2 foot by 2 foot pieces leaning on a wall. This is at the test site out at in Yuma, and we had some things on some of the drones that had aircraft wood on them, and it was aircraft, little thin aircraft plywood. And a guy reached over there and grabbed that, and he moved it out because he wanted to grab the piece to the back. It was a different piece or something. He reached over, and a scorpion was back there and stuck him. So it's like, ugh. We have all these warnings about being careful of doing stuff like that. He ended up going to the hospital, and he swelled up, and he got a bad reaction from it. And I'm just telling this because of people getting stung. by stuff that hides out. Yeah, Sonic Drive-In Ford rules like A&W. In Morro Bay, California, I used to go to an A&W all the time. Of course, it's long gone. But yeah, Car Hops came out and they'd get your food. I remember I used to get a big tuna submarine from A&W drive-in. So anyway, there was a guy that was one of the guys in charge. He was giving briefings all the time about being careful of scorpions and snakes and all this kind of crap. So he went out. We were doing stuff with the Marine Corps. In the Marine Corps, the ground stations were in a big tent. So he went out there and unzipped the tent first thing in the morning and started turning on all the computers and everything and pre-flighting the ground station to fly this big drone, you know. So he unzipped it and he goes in there by himself and he's doing something and he feels something down. He's got these uniforms that are like, I can't think what they're called, these cargo pants. So he's got these cargo pants on and he starts feeling something down on his leg. And it goes up across his private parts and down his other leg. Feels like something's stinging him. He opens up he's in there by himself. Opens up, and there's a scorpion that's gone up one leg, across, stinging him all the way across and down the other side. So he grabbed the scorpion somehow, got him in a jar or something, pulled his pants back up, got in the vehicle, drove it back into the hangar, and they gave him a ride to the fire department, and the ambulance was coming up. Met him at the fire department, and by then he said he was feeling really tingly and weird and everything, but by the time he got down to the fire department he was feeling better. So he refused the ambulance ride into town and he decided to come back to work. And he go, yeah, I felt all strange from this scorpion stinging the shit out of like 11 stings across there, but he said he started feeling okay and the swelling went down and he went back to work. So some people have a more severe reaction. The guy that got the one sting, he was off work for a couple of days. So I don't know. Yeah, you got to be careful, but it's kind of funny.
Everybody reacts different.
It's kind of funny.
Different.
The guy that got it in his pants, he was the guy giving the safety briefings in the morning not to let that happen. He goes, I felt like such an idiot because I tell people to look up in those tents all the time. He goes, he went in and just zipped it up. Zipped the tent open and started working it. Got a scorpion in his pants. Dougster says, when going to the boneyard in summer, I always carry a can of carb cleaner just in case the hornets decide not to play nice. But if they don't bother me, I don't bother them. Yep.
Oh, that's the best, is to stay the hell away from them if you can.
I like that bee spray that it looks like a spray can, but it shoots out in a stream. And man, that really puts them out of business pretty quickly. But I've had them where there's too many, and I'm spraying them, and they're flying straight toward me in the stream, and I'm having a hard time getting them because they're coming. They know where the problem is, and they're coming to you, you know.
It depends on the scorpion. There's jalapeno scorpions, and then there's ghost pepper scorpions.
Dougster, I love good old root beer. Man, A&W root beer, that was the stuff. We used to go get a gallon jug of it, big glass jug, and my mother kept it in the refrigerator. And you'd drink out of it. She kind of monitored what we were drinking, and she would have little cups because she's afraid we're going to get sick from the sugar. But when it get empty, you take it back. You take the bottle back, and you get a deposit, or you get another bottle, or they fill that bottle up. I don't remember how it was, but we just kept doing that, you know. Let's see, Dougster. Nope, Buff. The acetone in the carb cleaner will stop them mid-flight. Oh, so that bee spray, that's bee spray. They just spin in.
Tonight's show is brought to you by what kind of root beer?
Well, I don't know. All kinds of root beer. We had Dad's root beer. We had A&W root beer. We had all kinds of root beer.
It's brought to you by Roots and Beer.
They're two different things. Why is this doing this? Why is this doing that? Oh, you're back. I should change cams.
Yeah, you should.
Here, it's a new cam. We just put a new cam.
Hey, we're at 2 hours.
We're at 2 hours already?
Yeah, you've been talking.
I know, and you've been grinding.
Well, you were talking.
I know you've got a lot done. Man, we've had a lot of chat going in here.
Yeah, thanks, guys, for being so active, keeping it entertaining.
Heroes. Yeah, venom affects everyone differently. I have scars on my left leg from a rattlesnake bite. Oh, God. It got caught in my pant leg and hit me about 6 times. For 2 weeks, everything tasted like sugar. But that's all it did to you? Oh, man. I don't know what Dean's talking about. When the English, Kim, I got all my Jenny, I guess that's venison, all put mixed in back sealed bags and cut and sealed on the 110 prior to pack everything. It took me 3 hours and 15 minutes to put 126 pounds. 126 pounds!
That's a lot of work.
Oh,
good job, Wendy. Wendy's a hard-working woman.
But Carpounce has got bit by fire ants. I've been bit by fire ants. That's not fun. But I've never been bit by a rattlesnake. Man, I hope that never happens. We had rattlesnakes that would get in the hangar, and we had a guy there that liked getting them. He went out there and he'd get them with a stick and take them, put them in a box and take them out away from the hangar and cut them loose again. But yeah, I pretty much want to stay. And we had sidewinders out there, and they'd chase you. They'd get on the pavement, and you know what they look like? They're like this, and they crawl sideways, and they're fast. And they'd chase a truck down the. We had these little pickup trucks. What are those things called? Like I think Yamaha or Kawasaki makes these little pickup trucks. So they'd chase those things down the taxiways.
Chase what?
Well, a sidewinder, a rattlesnake, will chase you in your vehicle.
No way.
Oh yeah, they're pissed.
Tim says 10 more minutes on the video. Don't get in too big a hurry, Tim. Just give it the time it takes. Tim's excited though.
Hey Doug, along with Fago Pop, I will try to remember to bring some burners. I know what burners is. I've had that before. Back when I used to drink stuff with sugar in it. It's the best, in my opinion, but I'm biased. Hey, that Fago, did you say there's any diet Fago? Because I drank one of the regular ones you had there.
Maybe I think there might be Diet Fago Cola.
Maybe I drank 2 of them. Because I just looked at it and goes, I'm not supposed to have sugar, but I'm walking around enough, I'll probably burn it off. And I had a couple of them. But, yeah, I was just wondering. Not that you have to go out and buy something special for me. I just try to keep the sugar intake to a minimum. Man, I messed up something I made tonight, and I ended up adding sugar to it. So Kim's probably going to have to eat it all. I made this cornbread-like stuff, but I over-salted it. So the first one I cooked, they're like pancake-looking things. The first one I cooked was like so salty, I put it outside for the animals. So I mixed all the rest of the corn flour I had with it, put another egg in it, and mixed it all up. That almost did it. So then I put some sugar in it, kind of kill the salt taste a little bit. And Kim said it did okay, but now it's got sugar in it. I was like, yeah, I really messed that up. So that could all go out to the animals if Kim doesn't eat it. I'm sorry I messed it up, Kim. Ray says, Kim, you look beat.
We did stuff today. I'm surprised you're still going. He went to the grocery store today, and then we picked up a bunch of sticks and cut up some logs and firewood, and then lit the fire, and then we've been up here for a couple hours. And I've been studying. I'm studying computer programming because this whole automotive YouTube thing is not paying the bills. So I got to get a real career thing for just a couple more years maybe, because I can't send him back on the flight line. So I got to do something.
Oh, I was thinking about doing it. Probably. I mean, they take me back in a second, but it means
I don't want to
He's
stop
going back on the road, traveling all over the place. Maybe some bad places in the world.
I don't want to stop working on cars. I love working on cars, and I like all you guys, but there's no money. A lot of the automotive YouTubers are having the same problem. Like, it's not just us. I don't feel like we're a failure. I think it's just the market is saturated. There are some people who are experiencing huge success. Like, I know, like Vice Grip and Pole Barn. But
I don't think they're making the money they were.
No, but
I know
people who are not at the very top of it. And the thing of it is we can't work as fast as those people. They work full time and they get so much done. And I mean, I don't feel bad about it, but just the reality is it's just a hobby for us.
Barrow says they told me it was probably a defensive strike when it first bit me, so I didn't get a full injection.
But then he was stuck and scared. Yeah, that's why. That's terrifying, Barrows. I was out taking
it'd be dinner tonight.
I was out taking a nature hike 2 days ago, and all of a sudden I got spooked, and I got feeling like there's something here. I don't know what it is, but there's some kind of animal or rodent or snake or something around me, so I was like walking really lightly. All of a sudden, like, I was out trampling through the bushes and the briars and the brambles and the leaves and stuff, and there could be stuff anywhere.
Lee says, Kim, you're so awesome. I agree. And Tim says, made New York strip steaks for dinner tonight. Tomorrow will be grilled salmon. Man, both those sound good.
I mean, we're not going away by any stretch of the imagination.
Nope, we're going to keep going.
But the thing of it is I have to be realistic, and I can't we can't go broke. Like, we have to keep the heat on and the lights on and everything like that, or else we can't do this. So,
and Boral says, I just bought some Goya coconut soda. Never heard of that.
I'm just chilling. If I were at home, I would be in the recliner. So
we don't have we do have a recliner, but it's got crap sitting on it. It's in the laundry room.
Okay, I'd be lying in bed.
I want to get that. Yeah, Wendy says, Kim looks whipped. Well,
I'm fine.
We were busy today. Well, yesterday. She went out and walked all over miles away from here, up and down hills, like where there's no roads.
I'll bet you I walked 4 miles.
And she was having a good time. And it was nice weather, and she loved it.
I took about 200 pictures. I was taking reference photos for...
And she was beat. And then today we went out and we cut some wood. And then she went lie down for a while, and she was feeling bad. And then she came up here and took off working on this thing tonight. So, yeah, she'll be sleeping.
Buddy Carafano says, must cost Vice Grip big money traveling and buying cars every week. Yeah. Well, yeah. And then he doesn't produce all those videos by himself. Like, he has people.
Yeah,
he has a production
employees.
Team.
He has employees.
Right. And he has, all the property, and he's had television shows and stuff like that he's worked on. Like, it's big business. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm throwing no shade his way. Yeah. And it's like, if you don't hit it, and he's a very entertaining guy, and he's a really hard-working guy, and he's made it. And like, we've been doing this now. I've been doing this now for.
This guy clears $2,200 a month on super chats and YouTube Pay and memberships. You know what? I know people that make 10 times that much on YouTube, but they have a professional operation. They have employees. They have money to invest.
Or maybe they're just really entertaining. I don't know what it is,
but
we ain't hitting that unless we get really lucky and something changes. And that's fine. I would love that, but I can't count on it. You know what I mean? Like, it's a gamble. I can't put it all on black and just...
So, Kim, you would be perfect counter help with a local auto parts store. So what do you make there? About 25 cents above minimum wage?
Well, no, the problem with that is I can't stand
And she can't stand that long.
I can't stand for 8 hours. I can't even stand for 4. And the problem is that I could maybe stand for 3, but the problem is it takes, an hour to get ready and half hour to drive into town, and then I can't do it.
Tim said something here that's really important. He says, I have to watch my video before I upload it to make sure I don't embarrass myself. You know,
Always
there are
remind
times I see a video that somebody did, and I go, they didn't watch it because they'll put like the same section in twice. So what they edited out, they put it in twice. And I see that and I go, they didn't watch their video before they put it up. And I've done stuff where I've made mistakes and I watch the video through and I go, oh, I made a mistake. It's something dumb like that. And it's so important to watch it before you put it up. You got that right. Borrell says, Wendy, I do that too tomorrow.
She's making barbecue ribs tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
That sounds good, Wendy. I'm jealous. You guys are going to eat good.
And I went to the store. Couple things happened. I was in a real good mood because I drove my car to the store. Got in my Mercury Zephyr and drove it up there and back. And I went to the garbage dump on the way and dumped a big bag of garbage. But something happened that I didn't tell you about that broke on my car. It was warm out there, and the inside of the car was really hot. Sun was on it. So I turned on the air conditioning. Haven't had the air conditioning on since last summer.
What happened?
I'm driving up there, and I hear something I turn the fan up. Now, feels good, air conditioning coming in. Then I hear something fell. I hear it in the fan, in the air conditioning. And then I hear, all of a sudden, something goes, it sounds like somebody put marbles in a blender. Turned off the fan, except the fan goes down to low. You don't turn it off, you just take it down to low. Now the grinding's slower. Then I turned off the air conditioning.
Oh, it's the fan.
So where is that fan? Is that somewhere we can access, or do we have to take the whole damn dash out again? I don't remember if we just have to take the glove compartment out, or is it where you got to take the box out? We're going to go back and look at pictures. So,
that's okay. That's better. I thought you blew another coolant line or refrigerant line.
Oh no, it works. It just there's grinding something, and it almost sounds like whatever it was big enough that it shredded the fan. That's the impression I have. So, the other thing that happened was I went up there to get. I always like fresh vegetables, so that was my main mission. But then I walked over by where the meat is, and the beef is so expensive. I'm seeing like $50 steaks. I never used to see that. $50. No. But they have these yellow tags on stuff that says manager special. Well, it's the stuff that's on its last day. You know, and they mark it way down. Well, I found chicken. It was, what, $2.20 for a bunch of chicken. I bought that. And then I bought some other chicken that was like $2.18 or something. Then I brought that home, stuck in the freezer right away. But I'll be cooking that chicken. And I am so happy I can buy meat for $2. I'm so cheap.
Ray says that's cheap. Where the 10mm socket went.
Oh, this didn't
down in your dashboard.
You know what it sounded like? You know those branches that fell out of the trees? It sounds like a branch went into there. Oh, it's probably something like some. You know, we vacuumed. That was all full of stuff. We vacuumed it, got it all cleaned out and shook it around and vacuumed it some more. There was probably something more up in that thing that dropped down in there, you know. Chopped it up. Turned into a garbage disposal.
Pole Barn, he's an entertaining guy. And,
Dean Stevenson, then we'll have a face or with Luke's 289 Thunderhead carb cheater. Oh, that. I want a carb cheater for my car so badly. That's what I want to put on my whatever that thing is that I keep calling a Futura. Zephyr, the Z7. I want a carb cheater. Love that thing.
That would help on you.
And that guy's a fun guy to watch. You know who's another guy that's fun to watch is what's his name?
Josh, I know. He buys it though. It's good.
What's this?
He says it's risky to buy the special meat.
Why?
Because it's the last day. It's been sitting out. You know how it is.
You know what? If it's on the last day, it means that tomorrow they're going to either take it home or throw it away. It means it's still good, but they got to get rid of it that day. So I don't think it's a problem. I don't know. Go ahead, buy the expensive stuff.
Ray says, I had the heater core out of my 99 Chevy today. Damn, I missed the good old days. Oh, man, you were just like, take it right out of there. Now
Right.
you have to take everything apart. The assembly line starts, the heater core comes down the assembly line, and then they build the car around it.
Oh, Wendy says to Doug, if I go to the auto parts store and not deal with a lady, she don't know what she's talking about. I don't always get the, I should get the wrong parts. What would I ask? Oh, like between an engine and a firewall or between different things on a car, they have a ground strap that's like woven. It's an open strap that's like braided stuff. So I asked for one of those, and she goes, year and model. I said, no. There's no year and model on this. It's just some car I'm putting together out of junk. I just need a ground strap. And she's lost. So I go, I'll just go look for it. So I look, and she comes over and she's looking, is this what you're looking for? She like a couple of, and then she found something that probably sounded kind of like what I was talking about. Yeah, that's it. But she had no clue what a ground strap was. None whatsoever. She worked in a parts store. Man. I went in a parts store. I won't say which one. I needed some gray primer in a spray can, Same thing. The woman says to me, year and model. I said, spray primer, gray primer, year and model. I just walked past her. Walked over where the paint was, found it, picked it up. You really think year and model for primer?
Bear Rose says, I bought a Thunderhead 289 timing line just because. I really like Luke and his channel, been watching him since the beginning. Yeah, Luke is good people. I like Luke. I like to see him be successful and productive, and he's not out there trying to scam anybody. He's just doing his thing.
The other guy I like to watch that's up in that same area, his channel's not as big, but I really like watching him, is Straight Six Fan. And I don't know if you ever watched Straight Six Fan. He had one of the cars like mine with a Straight Six in it. And he's had a bunch of other cars, some of them V8, some of them have Straight Six, but Straight Six Fan, he's pretty good to watch. Well, that's true. Sometimes they're a lady or crack shots. I guess that means they're good. Yeah, there are people that are really good, and there doesn't matter if there's he's or she's. Kim would be really good at that, except she can't be on her feet that long. She could stand on her feet for about an hour or two, maybe two, and she'd be done. She'd be in bed for 2 weeks after, or 2 days afterwards, not 2 weeks. 2 days
I have
afterwards.
a responsibility to do something that is of greater if I'm not doing a hobby, I have to do work that's higher end productivity.
Yeah, Jenny Boyd says flat braided cable ground strap. Exactly. But she didn't know what that was. Working in a parts store, she should know what that is. Year and model.
Boy, there's a lot of chat.
Yeah, it's been going
the later it gets, the more chat there is. Thanks, like everybody. They don't want us to finish. Vera says it's a good timing light. And Dougster says Thunderhead's dingus tools are a hoot. Yeah, like he has a bunch of tools that are like, they're labeled in oddball metric, like 12.886 millimeters and 16/32 and stuff like that.
Or Rule says I had 2 heater core blow, 90 Buick V6, 98 Olds, 88 V6. I'm not sure what those are like. I had radio shops for 11 years. I did so many heater cores, and then when we had to do the one on my Zephyr, I knew that was I knew the time on that. It was 8.3 hours, and you can't do it in 8.3 hours. Maybe if you're really fast and you don't put some of the fasteners back in, you can do it in 8.3 hours. But I know from experience. And Kim and I did that here, and we did it, like day after day after day on lives until it was done. And it was not a fun job. And a lot of you watched us do that job, and I don't want to have to go in there and do that again, but I may. Wendy English. Wise have ribs on sale. Oh.
Nice.
Wise. You know, Wise have ribs on sale now. Buy one, get two free this week.
Buy one, get two free. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's the time. Make them
Dean
ribs.
Stevenson, we scared time on four-eyed pride. What?
I don't know.
Straight six is cool. Yeah, you know who I mean. And that's exactly how he spells it. Buddy Carafano, I think blower motor located on firewall under the hood. It is on this car, on this Plymouth. But I hope you're right, but I don't think you are. I hope you're right. I don't know. I'm going to have to look at it. Man, that'd be great. Lester, Tim is programming viable anymore with AI doing so much? Well, AI ruins so much stuff.
AI there's some things that AI can do, but really, AI cannot do the kind of stuff that I'm looking at. Like, AI can barely do basic things. It's not terribly useful. It can only do things that people already do, and it does it in problematic and convoluted ways that need people to go back and fix. The AI hype is way overblown, and we'll see. I mean, I don't know. But AI can't fix cars, so I thought that this would be a great thing to be doing, But
Ford Rose says, Buff, does Kim have inserts in shoes? Good feet store custom fit. Okay, it's not her feet. She's had back surgeries and neck surgeries, and
I have metal and multiple fusions in my spine and nerve damage.
And that's what happens.
With it. Yeah,
it's not
my feet.
It's not her feet.
I wish it was my feet.
But
it's well beyond that. Like the doctors know that there's nothing more they can do for me, and they've done the tests, and like the nerve damage is pretty severe, and they know that I probably won't really heal, and I'm just supposed to take it easy and enjoy my life.
Lester Saber, blower, Fairmont Zephyr, blower unbolts from HVAC box behind glove box and pulls out towards seat, all inside under dash. Excellent, thank you for that. Now I feel better.
I feel like we could get to it, yeah.
Because pulling the glove box is simple.
Yeah, we just.
But pulling the dash is just.
I don't think it's not really. I've seen way worse. I think we're okay.
But I appreciate that.
AI only knows what it's told. Right, it can't do creative thinking. It can't.
Well, there's a guy I've talked about before. What's his name? Sean Wood. Sean Wood he's got almost 2 million subs, and they just got him a strike, and he appealed it, and they immediately didn't accept the appeal, sustained the strike for showing he was cooking, and somewhere in his kitchen was a chocolate Easter bunny, and that's why they gave him the strike.
Oh, I know.
And I'm like, so today, I looked up what's wrong with the chocolate, and they said, AI says it's because of Kinder Surprise has these chocolate eggs that have toys in them, and it's illegal in the U.S. And I'm like, no. I asked the question again somehow. Not Kinder Surprise, chocolate Easter bunny egg. And it would not, it always wangled its way around to Kinder Surprise. So AI is stupid. AI wouldn't answer the question. It just wouldn't answer it. So AI says the reason he got the strike is because of Kinder Surprise.
Dougster says if he hit 1K subs while he was asleep, that would be cool. I mean, someday you'll hit 1,000 while you're asleep.
You know what? It was funny because I asked you you heard me already. I asked you to put up a link to your channel because you only had 19 to go, and you were already gone. It's like, So then Wendy started in, and man, it was a countdown. I don't know if you went back and watched ours. It was a countdown. It was really fun, and we got down to 6, 5, 4, 3, and then it was like. Then all of a sudden it was past 500. It was pretty cool.
Tim said he tried to speed up the video of my dart, but Ray still won. Yeah, that's problematic because if you speed me up, he goes faster too. So, but thanks for trying, Tim. I appreciate it.
And Daniel Morrissey says, Kim, sorry you have spinal neck issues. Man, I took her down to some special doctor in Nashville, and she had some kind of surgery, something done on her neck.
Oh.
She came back up, and it was supposed to fix some of the pain. And what it did was for 6 months she had worse pain, and it's finally back to about where it was. And it's like, oh my God. You know, Louis says, I remember Kinder Surprise when I was a kid. Here's what, I'm going to go on a rant here, Kinder Surprise. I've been all over the world, Kinder Surprise. And the kids all get it. And they know there's a toy in there, and they don't accidentally eat the toy. They break the egg open, the chocolate egg, and they get the toy out. And while they're playing with the toy, they eat the chocolate. They know not to eat the toy. Even the littlest kids. Okay. So, and of course the parents should be watching that. So in the United States, they made those things illegal. But now they have Kinder.
Well, I don't know if they're...
Wait a minute.
No.
Now they have Kinder something else. But the Kinder something else doesn't come with a toy. It comes with a little tiny plastic spoon to do something with to scoop this shit out. And that little tiny thing, that little plastic thing is way smaller than the toy. And as far as I'm concerned, it's a lot worse problem than the toy was.
The problem was, I don't know that the toy is illegal.
It's illegal
YouTube, it's against their policy to show Kinder Surprise videos because people were doing them all over the place, and YouTube said, no, we don't want it.
But in the God, this is going by. In the
I don't think it's that important of a topic.
No, but just
talking about.
Let me finish. In the U.S., those things are illegal. They had to change to the one with the little spoon. The little spoon's smaller than the toy. I think the whole thing's a big farce. Let's see here. Ford rule says 150 hours labor. What the hell was that about? I know, you get mad at me because I talk about something. 150 an hour, labor 8.3 is $1,245. Yeah, my labor rate used to be about 40 an hour, and nobody wanted to pay for those. But that was a while ago. I know, I get on a rant and Kim gets mad.
It's fine. You're done.
You guys are beyond wonderful. Yeah, because we just had fun that night. Dean Ray, Tom, Ford, Mark, crew. Oh, Granddad Shunk says that.
Yeah, he's saying hello. He was greetings. Greetings, Granddad's Junk. And, Tinder dates, plastic, fantastic.
Tinder dates. Oh, that makes more sense than Tinder dates.
I'm going to check on the fireplace.
You're going to check on the fireplace?
Yeah. You hold down the fort for a few minutes.
Okay. Kim wring his ear. Well, once in a while I touch on some subject and she gets mad at me, and I want to finish, and she doesn't want me to finish.
You were getting all hot about Kinder eggs, and
I know, the whole thing irritates me, and it's just like, it's so far out of my control, I can't do anything about it, so I gotta just go for the ride, and our stupid government, man.
Yeah. Was that really a government thing? I thought
it was. They are illegal in the United States. The only country in the world where they can't have a toy inside a chocolate egg.
Well, it's good that our government
has saved us from that. Yeah.
The important stuff. The important laws that need to be addressed right now.
Daniel Moore said, we have a doctor in Marin called Dr. Aurora. He's a brain, neural, and spine. He's teaching professor at UCSF, one of the best on earth. If you ever needed to see a spinal and neck doctor. I know a guy he is a great neurosurgeon. But you know what happened? He was also an airplane guy. And I worked with him a lot on his airplanes. And he got so tired of the he was making a lot of money, but he was spending more than half of his income on malpractice insurance. He'd never had a claim against him, but he finally quit. He goes, I'm not doing this anymore. And he got into bariatrics, helping people with diet, losing weight. People that weighed like 800 pounds, stuff like that. And so that's what he does now. And he is quite successful with it. But he quit being a neurosurgeon because of the cost of the insurance.
Look, I'm not a great candidate for some of the procedures that they're trying now, but who knows? Tomorrow they could come out with something that cures me 100%. So we just just do what we can and take it easy.
Ray's got it right. We are here from the government. We are here to help you. Yeah, I've dealt with a few of those people.
That's always how it goes.
There's a few of them that really mean well. And I dealt with one that really meant well and really tried to help a lot of us that were in the aircraft business. And what happened was he was way up in the FAA, like third from the top in the FAA. Really a well-meaning guy that, you know what happened? The people above him, just everything he did for us, they turned it around. They ruined what he did. So, and he was just like, I don't know, couldn't do anything. Sad. Luis says, I'm tired and I have to go to bed. Goodbye. Okay, Luis, thanks for being here. Take care. Barrows. Only the homeless are allowed to live in cardboard houses. Yep. Wendy says, night all, I gotta go to bed, gotta get something to eat first. Okay, well, good night, Wendy, and thanks for being here. Thanks for all the help with Doug. That was fun. Let's see, and then, where was I here? Fordle says, does Tennessee have the Good Feet stores? What are Good Feet stores?
That's like a place that sells like insoles and stuff like
insoles?
That for people who have back problems and knee problems and stuff.
Well, I got a pair of shoes here. Right when Kim and I first got together, and they were horrible. Chinese, no arches, it's just terrible. And it's like, I don't want to throw them away. And I ordered them. I thought they were coming from somewhere here. One pair of shoes shipped all the way from China. I'm sure they made money with that. I don't know how they made money with that. They were cheap. So I'm not going to send them back to China. So Kim goes, let's go buy some insoles. So we went, and she helped me pick out a pair and really made the shoes so they last me about a year. But, yeah. So there's a place here that has that kind of stuff. But I've never heard of one you just said, wherever it is here. Oh, Good Feet stores.
I did okay on this dent. It's not.
Oh, you've been working on it, I'm sure.
It's not great, but like compared to like, there's no filler in it yet. It's a big improvement. This door is cave and pay. It's so crumpled. I'm not going to be able to straighten that out.
You want me to put it back on the camera so we all know what we're talking about? What you're talking about? There we are. Okay, point. Oh, you're on camera.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll bring the camera a little closer. I think most people who are still here were already here while I was working.
Dr. Bruce, thank the lawyers for rewarding stupid people so lawyers can profit from it. You know, that's what divorce lawyers do. They want to make sure neither side gets anything. They want it all.
Right. If there's any money left to
make any money left, they want to make sure they each get it. Keep the fight going.
Right. We did okay. I started down here, pulled a dent out that you can't get to because the door is there's an inner panel and a space between it. So I welded this piece of metal on there. Welded this piece of metal.
Mm-hmm. You can see it.
welded it on, and we pulled that out. And then we pulled some old work out of here and ground out some of the body fighting. You're just going to need some more of that, but I'm done breathing that dust. And then this is low, so we're just going to fill it. We'll just fill it back up to where it needs to be.
Well,
I think it was dented and dented and dented again.
Ford rule says insoles, but they're custom fit to fix your balance, like a leg that's too short.
Yeah, they're much better. It's not just something you buy off the shelf. That's a place where they go and they fit you. They measure your legs and stuff like that.
I knew a guy that's a Vietnam vet. This is many years ago. We were both young, but he was in the Army and he got hit with some friendly fire, cut one of his legs, bone in his leg, just cut it right off. But his leg was still intact, and but they got it all back together and everything. Retired him. He was a E5, which is in the Air Force it's a staff sergeant. I don't know what it is in the Army. He was an E5, and so they retired him at full E5 pay. And he goes, they treated me right, but he had one leg that was shorter than the other, and he had a pretty good limp. But he did things like that. Got something done to his shoes so he could.
Yeah.
He was not an unhappy guy. They paid for his school. I knew him when he was going to Cal Poly. He had free college, and he had E5 pay for the rest of his life. And he goes, these kind of things happen. He was a good guy. I haven't seen him in years. I've tried to find him too, and don't know what happened to him. Good guy. Barrows. I'm in here waking up. I'm on the midnight shift in the next 12 days, Hug. I love midnight shift. I used to work. That was my favorite times in the Air Force, working all night. Worked at the nuclear power plant. I worked all night. I loved those times. But most of the jobs I had were pretty much day shift. Day shift where I had to get up at 3:30 in the morning and get rolling so I could be at work by 6, out in the middle of the desert. Although I really liked the flight testing job. It was kind of backwards from my schedule, but it was worth it because it was a good job. Daniel Morrissey saying hi to Inspector Bruce. Once again, talking across the city of Petaluma via Tennessee. Inspector Bruce says, good feet store, pricey but good quality. Oh, okay.
Right. It's a place. My chiropractor would fit me for orthotics too, but.
You want me to put the camera back on? Okay, I'll keep it.
Just doing little taps.
Okay, but I was letting people see what you're doing. Okay, I took it back out. Okay, Barrows, I like my job. The overtime is great for buying Go Fast goodies. But only getting 4 days off a month doesn't leave.
Oh, that's...
And isn't that how it is? You either got so much work that you got the money, but you don't have time, or then you have time, but there's no damn money. Yep.
Just make sure if you're spending all your time at work that they're paying you for it. Time's the one thing you ain't got more of.
Okay, Daniel Morrissey said something here that I don't quite understand. After the ute is all done, you need a license plate that says UTB&K. Oh, Buff and Kim. YouTube Buff and Kim.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what we'll do.
Maybe.
Dean Stevenson, hope you like my Bluetooth ignition system idea with Tim Halstead at Drag Boss Garage. Tim, I had my video running and I could hear me huffing and puffing. I'm not a heat person. People thought it was hot there with that 90-degree temps. 90 degrees a nice cool day. It was a few months before I had this last heart operation. Yeah, that's probably rough on you. I say that kind of joking because when I worked out in Yuma, normal days were, a normal afternoon was between 115 on a cooler day and 124 on a warmer day out at the test site. And on the blacktop, you could get dehydrated very quickly. So drink a lot of water, and you wear a hat, and usually long sleeve loop t-shirt to keep the sun off you, or a short sleeve shirt, which I preferred, and lots of sunblock. And then you had shade structures. And if you got into the shade and you stayed hydrated, it was okay. But you get used to that after, like 10 years of that. 90 degrees feels like. So at No Name Nationals, I was kind of, I could feel the sun. This one, we were there with Blue Garage, and he had one of these shade things.
Yeah.
And under that shade, it was just perfect. The same thing as Yuma. Just stay under the shade structure. Ford Rule says you stand on it, and it has a split scale. Oh, I see. Okay. Granddad Chunk says Buffett's Life's Paradox. Buddy Carfano used to love when people would call me at 10 in the morning saying, "Why are you sleeping after working 30?" Ray says, YouTube. Oh, YouTube. That's a good one, too.
What have you done?
We do a lot of work at night. I don't know why. Kim and I are both kind of night people, and we sleep in the morning. But what drives me nuts is the spammers. Man, they start at 6 in the morning. I'm getting spam calls. Yeah. It just drives me nuts because that's about when I'm going to sleep, and they're at it all day, and I just hate it. It's just I wish I could make them go away. People go, turn your phone off. Well, then if somebody's calling me that I do want to hear from, I miss it. That's another gripe, the spammers. I don't understand the spammers. People must buy stuff from them or they wouldn't keep doing it. I don't know. Arrows, are vanity plates expensive in Tennessee? I don't remember. I've never had one here. In Arizona, I was making good money in Arizona. And I traveled a lot. So I always had to know my license number. You go in a hotel and they want your license number. I could never remember. I have to go out and look at the car. So my father bought a 56 Ford, new in 56. I was 2 years old. When you're 2 years old, things like license numbers are important. So it was JLU 496. From when I was 2 years old, I can remember that license number. So I got JLU 496 on an Arizona license plate. It was available, and I put that on my Corvette. So everywhere I went, that was my license number. So I could remember. So it wasn't real expensive there because I did it. But I haven't done it anywhere else since then. Daniel Morse, I have friends that live in Four Corners, Mascot, Tennessee. How far are you from Four Corners, Mascot, Tennessee? I don't know. We'll have to find that. Okay, now I've got to get my phone. Oh, that's going to scroll away before I get the picture. I do this. I take a picture of the chat so that I can go look at it later. Where is that? Where is that? There it is. Okay. Back to this. I'll have to find out where that is. Tim says 16% humidity there now. Oh yeah, I like that. It's real low humidity in Arizona. It's usually around 10 or 11%. Every once in a while, I get real high, like 40, 40 or 50. You get a big storm come through. We get about 3 inches of rain out there a year, and yeah. Or those put your block on the call list and get through. You know what I do? All those, if it's text, I block them all. But it's getting a point. They just use a different number. They spoof numbers, everything else. Pretty soon you're blocking people that you might want calling. You know, I've had the hospital call me, and it's spoofed. You know, just thinking somebody from the hospital calling me. D-Man says, "What's cooking, Kim?" Daniel says, "You guys are coming up with awesome names for plates." Dean, it's always lovely in Greymouth. Warmer than Dunners, I guess. Dunedin, I guess that's what that means. If I've had the same number on my 59 for 30 years, I can remember that one. That's Ray saying that. But Garofalo says it's crazy the weird stuff to remember. Yeah, I remember that license number. And then in 1963, they came out with the black plates in California. So the JLU 496 came off. Oh my God. My father took tin snips and cut it in half and threw it like in two different garbages, so because he was afraid somebody would get them. Yeah, I wish he would have kept those. I don't know what he was afraid of. They couldn't use them anymore. But anyway, his new black plates were IAC 786, and he always says IAC because my mother was always running around and go, I am cold. So he goes, that's how he remembered that one. So I remembered that one. But it was the JLU 496 that I really remembered well because it was the first one. And, you know, I was almost 3 when he bought that car. I remember that so well. I remember looking at that car, and he had the hood open, showed me the engine. I remember the whole thing, the ride home. But you know what I don't remember? Going to the Ford dealer in a 53 Ford. No recollection of that. Same day. And I know I went there in the 53 Ford. Mark Sauvé. Oh, Mark Sauvé sent me pictures, which I am going to show on the next Tuesday night, of a guy built a 2-door checker cab that's now a race car, but he did a beautiful job. It's like a full body off frame ground up restoration on a checker that he converted to a 2-door. Beautiful job. I will be showing those pictures. Kim says, I have Kim on 2 screens. You're walking around Dylan's car.
It looks like he's going to get that up tonight. If anybody's interested in seeing Tim's new video.
Ford Rule says, Buff, why don't you have the chat on phone and do a screenshot?
Oh, we try just not to use too many channels because we don't want to.
We have so much. We only have so much bandwidth, and right now we have a link between here in the shop and the house, which works really well. Man, we got 10,000 kilobits per second going right now. But still, I don't want to drag it down. And then I got this little tiny stuff on my phone. Why do I want to do that? I just take a picture. If it's something important, I take a picture of the screen, look at the picture later. I don't have to go scrolling through 2.5 or 3 hours of chat. The phone has its place. But, you know, there's something that happened recently where I had to fill out a form. And I could not do it. I had to do it on my phone. And it was a PDF. And the letters are this big, so I have to go like this and make it big and scroll around on my phone and try to fill out this stupid PDF and sign it. It's the most pain in the ass thing I ever did. On my phone, of all things. If I could have put that on a screen and just used a keyboard, it would have taken me minutes. Instead, it took me hours. You know, there's a place for the phone, but the chat isn't one of them for me. I don't like that. Maybe some people like that, and they do well with it. I don't. Tim says, okay, uploading my video. Dean Stevenson, my mom and daddy worked in Aurora. I don't know what that is. When he worked in Bluff, that's how you knew it was raining. The rain was parallel to the ocean. Oh, okay. Granddad Jug says, my father worked at the Aurora, or maybe that's Aurora, I don't know, radio station many years ago. Ray says, Dad had his CAP call sign on his plate. Oh, CAP like in Civil Air Patrol? My son was really got involved in Civil Air Patrol before he went in the Army, and I think he started off with one more, like instead of E1, I think he started off as E2 because of that. I think he got a stripe because of that when he went in the regular Army. Dean says, I love that area so much. D-Man says, Checkers are cool cars. Growing up in the city in Boston, they were everywhere.
Yeah, they're pretty neat.
And Ford Rule says, I saw a Checker turned into a limo. I think they made those like that, didn't they?
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
They also made those big, long
airport
limos.
Cletus McFarland had one on his program.
Cletus McFarland. You know what I always wanted to do with a Checker was take like a 56 T-Bird and make it all look like a Checker. It was really cool. The Checkers from 1956 on, which is the one everybody knows, that body style, the front suspension was all 56 Ford. It was just, I think they bought it from Ford, and they used that all the way up into the 80s. So what was really cool about that is later Checkers had Delco Marine, I don't know, the disc brakes on the Checker. That would bolt right onto a 56 Ford because it was all 56 Ford stuff. And when I looked at that two-door that I got the Mark Sauvé sent me pictures of it. During the build, he had all these pictures of it. I looked at it and I said, man, that's perfect. 56 Ford front suspension on there. And I recognized every bit of it because I've been into so many 56 Fords. But it's, it's a way later model car that they used that for so long. Mark Sauvé, I went to a Mercury dealer with my dad when he went to pick up his new 77 Monarch. I was browsing in the showroom, and one of the brand new cars had a spot of surface rust above the taillight. That's not good. I knew a guy that worked in the Youngstown plant where they made the, what were the two cars they made there? The Pontiac Sunbird and the Chevy, what was like the Sunbird? Chevy, can't think of it. Anyway, he was one of the guys in the paint booth there, and he says if they had something that started to have rust on it, he goes, they were told just paint over it. Just paint over it, and we'll fix it in paint repair later. And he goes, that's what they're supposed to do. And you know where they get caught with that. They don't get it paint repair. They get it, the customer gets it a year later, takes it back to the dealer, and they shrug their shoulders.
That's paint repair. It's just...
Yeah. Braden's here. Hey, good evening.
Later paint repair.
Daniel Morrissey says, Buff, I missed if you have a mailing address. Man, I typed it in there for you. Okay, I'll do it again. Kim, do you remember the zip?
052.
Okay, let's see. I'm not going to be reading chat. I'm going to be typing with my shaky fingers here. It'll take me a minute. Okay, Kim, can you wait a minute?
Yeah.
Can you read this and make sure I wrote it right?
103 Cunningham 37052. Yeah.
Okay, there it is again. Cavalier, you're right. Let's see. Oh, it says, I was in the coasty version of CAP as a kid. I had to run away before I got certified, though. and all of his Cavalier as well. Yeah, he always wanted to take me in there and meet his father, and we just never could do it. It's just, we were busy. He and I we worked together building airplanes. It was a shop, pretty good sized shop, and he was the assistant manager. I was the manager of the place, and we were running off to see his father, 25 miles away. Just never worked out.
Who was his father?
He was in the paint booth. I think he ran the paint booth in that Youngstown General Motors assembly plant. Hammering. Portal says, I just heard these YouTubers got Starlink in Utah. He took it in the car. Worked great. I think there's a mobile version. Yeah, that's money.
No, it's not too bad, but we have really good internet.
And Ford rule, yeah, our internet's great, but if we go on the road somewhere, yeah, we're going to be on, I don't know what we're going to do. Starlink would be great. And we'll take donations for that, You want to have Starlink? We'll accept donations, and we'll go get it. We don't need it. We don't need Starlink. We have... Oh, man. Okay, Mark Levay says he's off to bed tonight. And thanks for that. Thanks for the pictures of the checker, man. That's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, we'll be looking at them on Tuesday.
Okay, Buddy Carfano says, went to a bakery today and the smell reminded me of grandmother's kitchen. Felt like a little kid again. Man, isn't it weird when you smell something that you haven't smelled like in 50 years or something, and you just recognize it immediately, That's how. Portal says, I priced it. It's $50 a month. That's what our internet is here. It's $50 a month, and it's fiber, and it is fast, and it's really good, and it's
Drinking gifts for that spot there. Still, you got quiet.
I know, because the hammering.
Don't like the hammering.
Well, and all it says right now it's the noise canceling and hammers not getting along. Yeah, what happens is the noise, it noise cancels until I speak, and then it's garbled and that makes it really hard for me to think. All it says, smell is the most primal sense. Probably is. Josh Holman says perhaps someone should invent a quiet hammer.
That's right. Quieter hammer.
Well, if you're in a shop where there's work going on, it's noisy. That's why you wear, like when working in the airplane shop, these were on almost all. I had a bright yellow pair. I don't know where they are. They're in a box around here somewhere. But that's why I have these things on all the time because, man, there's a grinders running, compressor running, hammering. There's just sandblasting. I mean, it's just a noisy place. And that means there's work getting done. Dean Stevenson says, I'm in the Admiral's hat between Alexandra, Dunedin, and Inverse. It can't really go wrong. That probably makes a lot of sense to somebody that's in New Zealand.
Somebody.
And I am not there, and I'm not familiar with it enough. Darrow says, well, I'm off to work. Catch y'all on the next one. Okay, man. Have fun at work. My favorite. Midnight shift or third shift, whatever. Or where I was, it was called first shift because the shift started, midnight shift started first part of the day, midnight. So it's like a first shift. And Ford Rule says, fiber here is not $50 a month. AT&T pay through the nose. Here's why it's $50 a month here. Our electric company is a cooperative in this area. So they buy electricity from wherever they can to get it as cheap as they can get it, and we get a good deal on it. And they're the ones that put the fiber in, and we get it's $50 a month for what, 250 gig? It's wonderful. And then, what was I saying? The hammering just knocks the thoughts out of my head. The hammering here and the thoughts fall out over here. Anyway, we could pay $35 more a month and it'd be like 4 times as fast as it is now. But for what we're doing right now, we upload videos. They upload in seconds. It is so fast for us. I suppose if you're aiming all the time, we want faster stuff. And it's not as fast up here, but it's still plenty fast enough to do this. Plenty fast enough to do what we're doing. Trying to keep up with the chat. Oh, it says just the noise canceling, probably means noise canceling, is different from trying to talk while hammering. Yeah. Now I'm stuck in Mornington, Dunedin. I have been 23 years now, but I work these pieces of Morrow to Dunedin to Cromwell to Invercargill. Go as far as Host. Ace. Host. No. Buddy Carfano, I had a boss who would complain his shop was quiet, so no noise, no work. You know what, I liked working in a shop by myself doing aluminum sheet metal because the noisiest thing was the shear. And mostly what I was doing was laying stuff out and I was building prototype parts, bending in the brake, cutting with snips. I had to drill little holes and things. The drill was probably the worst thing. And I was using electric, a battery drill. Am I in the way?
No,
I'm in the way. You're grabbing something. Are you going to put heat on that?
Yeah.
Be careful. Kevin Smith, in the cabinet shop, we had high frequency converters, then wondered why I can't hear now. Yeah. Be careful with that heat on there. Have you ever done that before? Well, I can predict what's going to happen. You're not going to like my prediction.
Okay.
It's going to warp the shit out of it.
It's already, you can't make it worse.
I bet you can make it worse. Oh, it says I don't see any issues with your internet. Yeah, it's just that Ford Rules wants us to get whatever the satellite stuff is. What is that called? And I don't know. It's this what we have worked so well. Now, if we were on the road a lot, yeah, we'd have to do something else. But if we're on the road, we're going to record it and then load it up. I mean, we've done that so many times. Ford Rule says only certain cities got fiber. Bakersfield got picked. Yeah, here we're out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, they didn't get this in town. We got it out here in the county, out in the outskirts where there's cows and a few houses. It's pretty cool. I was really happy when they put that in. Dean Stevenson says, I was thinking of backloading a 50-foot truck full of West Coast green. The last time I did a brown box delivery to us. I'm not sure what that means. I am not sure what that means. Kevin said, been all week trying to get our smart stuff hooked back up. You can see there's some Muppets on that road, Granddad Sean. Some Muppets. But as long as I do video myself, I know where at least one Muppet is. What is a Muppet? Kevin says, locks, thermostat, Alexa. Locks, thermostat, yeah. Alexa, and all the smart gadgets. We don't have any of that. A thermostat, but a thermostat with us is on the little portable heaters that keep the price of the heat way down. Kevin Smith says heat and sheet metal can be bad news. Yep. Ford Rule says, did you ever hear of sound canceling for airplanes exhaust noise? You mean like these things are like an active headset? My son was in an armored Humvee, and they got hit by an IED. There were 12 of them in this thing, and I think there were 12 people. I don't know if there were 12. 12 in the group. Maybe they were spread out over two vehicles. They were probably spread out over two vehicles. They had active headsets on, and I said to him, I bet that they all got out of it okay. Destroyed the vehicle. He said, nope, we didn't hear anything. He goes, because we had on the active headsets. But he goes, it destroyed the vehicle. They had to come with some crane and take it away. That was in Iraq. Tim, okay, my video's out there. Okay, Kevin, can you put up a link to Tim's, if you can figure out how to find it, Tim's channel, so you can so people can find the video he just put up about stuff from No Name Nationals.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that's a good place to wrap it up. Everybody should check out Tim's new video.
Oh, Dean says a Muppet. That's a stupid person who can't drive. Oh, Tennessee's full of Muppets. I didn't know what that was. Tennessee's full of Muppets. I'll have to remember that one.
I had a feeling they were referring to something chaotic. They're known for that.
See, Kevin says, my warden can adjust everything through Alexa now since she is bedridden. Oh, man. Oh. Well, from my bed, I've got an extension on my mouse, and I got a little pillow. I set it right here. That's my mouse pad. And I can, and my big YouTube screen's over there, so I can sit there and in bed. I sit up in bed and I slowly fall asleep. But I'm watching YouTube. That's what puts me to sleep. So I've got to have my mouse, but it's not even a wireless mouse. It says Hummers can usually carry 4 or 5. I'm not sure what that is. Muppets. Now she can unlock doors in case she needs an ambulance. Well, that's a good idea, as long as everything works. Dean says fiber's good for the diet. Well, yeah, your fire here is good for broadband, and I don't know about the diet. The thing about broadband is I watch more and more cooking shows. Ford rules. Active cancellation is a muffler with no physical muffler. Muffler with no physical muffler on a car application. I don't understand what you mean. Active cancellation, like where the headset has a speaker in there, and it makes exactly the opposite sign, so it cancels it. Works really well. I tried a set of those in an aircraft one time. Really noisy airplane. It worked really well, but it was like a $2,000 headset. That was about 20 years ago, and I don't buy $2,000 headsets. I buy these things. Oh man. Dean Stevens, I guarantee New Zealand has bigger Muppets than the ones in Tennessee. It's because you're driving the wrong damn side of the road. Don't they get mixed up? No, I guess they don't. Now here they get mixed up. They'll cut in front of you in a second. Like, I was right up here at the corner, turning onto the main road. This is 2 months ago, maybe, and I'm pulling up the stop sign, and there's a guy coming this way, and a guy coming the other way makes a turn right in front of the guy, and he's pulling a big steel flatbed trailer. And the guy just smashed right into the trailer because the guy cut. It was a left turn down there to be a right turn, so you know what that's like. The guy left turned right in front of him. I watched it happen. It's like I couldn't believe that guy turned in front of him. And the guy had a S10, like a 30-year-old S10. It was a really nice truck. It just destroyed it when he hit that trailer. And I drove up the road, pulled over, ran back down there, and I said, "Man, I saw that. I'm a witness for you, you know." So I ended up filling out witness paperwork and everything. I couldn't believe the guy did that. And he was like, "Meh, that's what insurance is for." Any repeating sound could be almost silent, says Ford rules. Bruce Colson's here. Hey, I had an ad for Shell Fuels. That's a first. Wow. Pit's back. Y'all won't quit. Kevin Ford, why all the yelling? Well, I think Kim's about had it. Have you about had it? She's all of a sudden, I could tell, she's out of gas. She's over there sitting in front of the fire. You want to come over here and say goodnight, or have you already said goodnight?
I came over earlier and tried.
And I wouldn't shut up.
You were having fun. I don't want to ruin your fun.
Oh, it's just there's so much going on here, I just keep talking. So, we're going to wrap it up. Kim's tired. I should be tired. But for some reason, I'm wound up. I don't know why.
You're having a good time. You're allowed to have a good time. Honestly, I would even let you just keep going if you want, but I can't.
No, we've been here too long.
I'm good. I need to let go.
So, Kim, what happened when you put heat on it? Did it make it worse, or did it change anything?
It didn't really work.
Didn't really work. Okay.
No, honestly, I think it didn't shrink. So I may just make a little cut there and weld it back together, and that'll make it shrink.
That'll make it shrink, and there's nothing wrong with doing that.
Then I'll just Bondo over it. You know?
Yep. There's
what I'm doing now is tapping on it. I'm just stretching it more.
Right. You're stretching it more. It's better to cut it and then bend it in the right shape and put little tack welds and put a little short strand over it. It'll be fine. Tim's kaput, says Kevin. That's right.
Guys, you've been great. You've made it to
We
the
really
end.
had a good time here with
You're
you.
still here. I'm awarding you 3 additional points. You guys are great. Thanks so much.
Look at this. Ray has already watched Tim's vid.
Guys, make sure you go over and subscribe to Tim. Check out his video. He's trying hard to build himself up a little bit of a channel for his No Name Nationals.
Can I do something here? Right at the last minute? This is only going to take a couple minutes, Kim.
What are you trying to do? Pin the message?
No, just wait.
Don't remove it. Oh.
Okay, Ray, you are hereby granted, promoted, whatever, to moderator. Can you put a link up to Tim's video?
I don't know if Ray does that.
If you know how to do that. If you don't know how to do it, don't worry. But you now have a blue shield. Because we just need one more moderator. It's his great work, Miss Kim. You earned the coming slumber. Now I put Ray on the spot. I'm sorry if I did that to you. If you don't want to do it, tell me and I'll just take it away from you.
Olive has enough points for almost 3 derelict Subarus. You know what? If you
perfect, Ray.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, so there's. Oh, what did I just do?
I don't know.
I made the mistake there.
But
okay.
Olive, if you want to come and pick them up, I'll give you 3 derelict Subarus for your points.
3 derelict Subarus. Where are you going to get the other 2?
I don't know. But
you're going to give her a derelict Subaru.
It's not hard to find a derelict Subaru.
And an extra engine?
There's 3 engines. Does that count for anything?
There's 3 engines. Ray says, well, would you look at that? You did it. You were perfect, man. You did it. You Pats. He gets an A.
Oh, and Tim's up to 88 subs.
Excellent. Okay. I'm going to say goodnight.
Thanks, everybody. Get some rest. We'll see you on Tuesday. And, check out Mexican Spec. He usually streams late at night. Is he going to be on tomorrow late at night?
Who?
Mexican Spec.
I don't know. They have the wedding tonight.
Well, look for it, because a lot of times they do the after show. Like after Dead Dodge Garage is over, Mexican Spec will do another stream. So if you want more of Mexican Spec, that's when you can check it out.
And when we're talking about this, make sure you go to Dougster's on Monday night. Dougster's.
They already know to the Dougster's.
We got a lot of new people.
There's so much going on. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk about more next time.
Good night, everybody. Oh, Kevin already put his link. I didn't know that. Did he do that? I stopped.